and he can drop into there. And I need to get my focus right a little better. A little fucked up, but um, he can drop into there, and then I can work with him there, probably. Marte, you can hear us. We just can't hear you. Okay. Okay. Go to my so click it. Click the link I posted and go to my stream and let's see if your audio is working over there and we can work. We can at least talk to each other and get you working. Let me just move this over here to a separate monitor. Now I got everybody. I can see everything. I need to focus my damn camera. Yeah, we can't hear you. Your inputs, outputs are all jacked up. Oh, there went your lights. There went the lights. Pick the right mic. Then over in Streamlabs, select the right mic. Go to your settings, go to audio. Select the right mic. You can still hear us, correct? Oh, there you go. Yeah, now we got audio. Yeah, I can hear you. And there he goes. He's gone. Just like that. It's just us here now. We got you guys. We got you. He didn't end the stream though. He was supposed to end the stream, but he didn't end the stream. Are you frozen over there, dude? Maybe I'm frozen. I can hear you. I can't see you. Ah, there you are. Now you're there. Perfect. I think he froze. I think he did. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's no problem. Yeah, I just redid all my. Eh, I, mhm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I actually just redid my entire setup. Of course, I had everything torn apart anyway, and no, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, still not a. I'm not 100% with it, but it's getting there. It's getting there. So yeah. Oh, what? Oh, my whole. I got a whole channel launching Friday about guns. Have you not seen the? Have you not seen? Hang on, I got the teaser. Stand by. I'll throw it in the back. You can play it. I got. Let me do a little share a file here. There it is. I mean, I think a lot of people have already seen it, but yeah, man, whatever. This is just my new show. It launches. We're doing a soft launch on Friday. We're looking at the set. In here, I'm doing a bunch of stuff with the. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff with interviews and things like that. I've got an interview with Brian Nelson on Friday. Who Brian Nelson is from Practice Score and Nelson Performance, and they've actually revamped the entire Marine Corps shooting program to make Marines even more lethal. And they've been doing that for about the past 5 years, and they can actually show how much more with data, how much more lethal Marines are now because of their program. So we're gonna have him on. It's gonna be awesome. So go ahead and play the clip, man. It's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
So it's like we have this conversation, but there's so much concealment, cover, how there's like a distinction between the two, all this. I'd
Yeah.
really love to hear his take on how the Marines got a little bit more lethal, for sure.
Yeah. So basically, in competition shooting, we have what's called hit factor. And basically, that is how effective and accurate you are with a modifier of how much time it took you. Right.
Yeah.
And so you come up with a hit factor number, and you can compare that directly against how effective and how lethal you're going to be. And so basically what they've done, and also there's other things like heart rate. Um, there's there's very distinct things that to be effective and lethal that you need to be able to do, and just do it like that and with the firearm. One of them, a drill that I actually practiced, I was part of the test group for this. We did this at a match I was at, was where you would have your scope on its lowest power setting, and you would have to drop down from a prone position, or pardon me, you'd be standing, you'd have to drop down into the prone position, dial up the magnification to whatever you wanted, and then engage targets out to about 350 to 400 yards. And these were small targets. We're talking about 8 to 10 inch plates. So there's a way to do that that doesn't take very much time. And they were timing you based on the time between when the buzzer went off and the time that you had impact. And so that was that's a very telling thing, and it's very scoreable. It's very easy to kind of understand. You're slow, but you're accurate. You're fast, but you miss. And then so when you dial those two things in to where you're as fast as you need to be and accurate as you can be, you are much more lethal. You are going to put bullets in brain pans. And that's how you need to look at it, right? And so, and and you're doing all of this with an elevated heart rate. They had a heart rate monitor on you while they were testing it. There was recording to tablets, and so it was a very interesting thing to be a part of. And a lot of this comes out of competition shooting, but it's been refined and very, very structured. Specifically to work with the Marines. I think they're now working with the Army. I know that he was he was down in Georgia this past weekend, and so they're going to do some enhanced lethality training as well. But the thing is that the biggest thing is that it's not just you went out and you took 10 tries and you were eventually able to get a good score, and so now you're marksman. It's you started at X and you improved to Y, and we can graph that, and we have numerical, standardized, repeatable results that you can show somebody. You can show the brass that, hey, this works. These people are now more lethal because of the program, and that's really what it's all about, right? And so it's a very it's a really good program. I'm glad the Marines took the chance on it. It was they were looking to enhance lethality, and because the reality is that sure we're firing less bullets, and we're firing them faster, and we're firing them more accurately. But what that really means is that the people shooting at us have less of a chance to shoot at us. We put them in the dirt faster, and our boys are safer. And that's the reality of the training.
Yeah, to me, I think the safety is a big measure of not only discipline, but also something that you can reproduce, which is the data that you're talking about that you present. I'm pretty sure in order to present this conversation to anybody, you've had to present, like, I would say, replicable data to somebody and say, not only is it safe, but it's effective on a consistent basis as well too. I've had experiences with and I would say with when we had our tactical support team, when I was on the TSU squad, it's like we're kicking doors down in the desert and things like this. And I would say 5 of our people got let go because they wanted to go to the desert and shoot at metal targets 2 feet away. Of course, obviously, you know, the stupid ramifications of this. And then once our chain of command found out, like, those people were let go from the team. So it's like, we think about this. It's like, you know, we really have to think about safety as like one of the big things that they present. So it's like, it's good hearing.
That's actually something else that people don't talk about. But the reality is safety is a distant third, and it could be actually fifth. If we think of safety first, nothing ever gets fucking done. Nothing ever gets done. We don't drive cars fast. If safety is first, you're not driving cars fast. If safety is first, you're not shooting guns at people.
No, that's a really good point.
At first, you don't roll out.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Right. Safety first is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. It's third at best. In my case, safety is like the fifth consideration. Right. It's way back there. And
you know, you make a really compelling point, Grid. That's a really, because I mean, even in powerlifting and when I did Super League and bodybuilding, you're not going to be like, oh, it's 500 pounds, I'm not going to squat it, because if an accident happens,
you break your fucking kneecap off, right? Like you lift it wrong and your fucking leg breaks, or your hip breaks, or your arm breaks. Yeah. Right. The reality is, it takes what, like 18 pounds of pressure to break your forearm, and you're lifting 500 pounds with that forearm. If it were the case that safety was first, you would never fucking do it.
That's an excellent point that I've never really thoroughly thought about, Grid. That's
I really hate it when people say safety first.
Yeah, I agree. But I think stupidity should be exposed. Weed out stupidity.
I mean, okay, but you look at somebody like, I mean, it's stupid to me, but you look at somebody like my friend Ken Block. He's no longer with us, but he did some amazing things in cars that most people would say, that is just stupid. That is dumb. Why would you do that? But he did it, and it was awesome, and it was very cool. Stupid is getting in a fucking boat made of wood with cloth sails and sailing across the fucking ocean with a compass to find a new world. That makes Christopher Columbus the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
Damn.
That makes the Vikings even stupider. They didn't even have fucking compasses.
You know what? You're making really compelling points, because it's brave men.
That's because all you've ever heard is
what's on the other side of this.
All you've ever heard is this sanitized, you know, keep the baby buggy bumpers on, be cool, don't get angry. Anger leads to shit happening. Be safe out there, guys. Don't do anything risky. Don't talk shit. Because somebody might punch you in the fucking mouth. Don't punch somebody in the fucking mouth, because they might punch you in the fucking mouth. Like, how is life worth living if that's your attitude?
Yeah, nobody would have became a pro at anything if that was the case. If we treaded with caution,
the fucking world wouldn't exist.
Sanitize safety. Yeah.
You think about the guys who invented dynamite, nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
That literally watch somebody else blow themselves up and go, I mean, it happened to him, but I'm better than he is, so we're going to make this shit happen. I need the money.
You know what's an even better example, even right now, to these red pill theorists that are out there? I know how you feel, but trust me, I feel the same way. But I do like to play devil's advocate. That's why I say this sometimes, Grid, just to be clear with you.
Yeah.
I think that if you were to tell somebody that marriage is a good solution today, how we can do this when it comes to Christ and all this, you can say, well, no, it's bad. They can say it's bad because of divorce and all this. How long have you been married, Grid?
20 years. Just a week ago.
Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's like,
I'm in my 21st year of marriage. I mean, only a few days in, but 21st year. Here's the thing, man.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
I have a saying. It's my favorite saying. I don't know who in the world told me this, but it has stuck with me my entire life. So that was wee lad. Fear is the spare change that keeps you broke.
Wow.
You carry that shit around in your front pocket like your lucky quarter, and you will never get anywhere. Now, I'm not saying not to have a good, healthy fear. I'm not saying not to have a good, healthy fear, right? Like, I'm not base jumping off a cliff without a parachute, right? I may not base jump off a cliff because I understand the prevailing winds, and I have an idea that, today I'm going to get slammed into the side of the fucking mountain. Tomorrow, when the winds are going the other way, I'm set. That's a better deal. Competency is one thing, but fear robs you. Fear robs you of opportunity. Fear robs you of the perfect woman because you're too you're too afraid of talking to her. Or worse, you get past the talking, you get into the relationship, and then you think it's too good. You got it too good. This bitch can't be perfect. I've got to fucking bail. Oh my God, shit is getting too real. I got to get the fuck out. And you pop the hook and you're out of there.
That's such a good point that you make, because, like, let's say if I was too afraid, let's say hypothetically that I just wanted to talk to somebody, and the only way that I could talk to them is to send a super chat. And then I sent said super chat, got made fun of and called a simp and things like this. But what I'm doing is I'm taking a lot of bravery, courage, and everything else, and just saying, you know what, I'm going to reach across the vast stretch and distance of comments and just endure the bullets of all these verbal, tirades of people calling me simps and all this other stuff. But then here's the thing, though. I would have went to bed and wondered what if and things like this. Mm-hmm. Another thing, though, too, is, by the way, this is a hypothetical, whatever you want to call it. We know. But here's the thing, though, is I contracted, and this is a very interesting thing that I'd like to put into this discussion. I contracted toxoplasmosis. I don't know if you know anything about this parasite, but it deletes fear. A lot of fighters go to Mexico to contract toxoplasmosis so that they can fight in the ring and do cage matches. So when it comes to fear, I don't feel fear like everybody else feels fear. Like, I don't have my heart beating in my throat when I'm on a roller coaster or watch a scary movie. Scary movies turn out to be like storytelling novels to me on screen. Roller coasters turn out to be like, okay, we're almost done with the ride. And I think that if you have some amount of fear, I wish I could have some of this back. I don't have fear like other people do. And to me, I think it's bad to not have at least a little bit, a modicum amount of fear, but because I can't experience that like other people do.
Yeah. I just think that my experience has been is people tend to allow fear to run their lives. And it's not fear of getting their ass kicked usually, or fear of what they just get in their head. You hear this all the time. Well, he got in his head, or I got in my head and all of a sudden I didn't know how to do this or whatever. And, and nothing ever gets done if we're afraid. Nothing gets done. The world does not work as long as we're allowing fear to rule our world. Now, it's healthy to, it is healthy to have, there is such a thing as a good, healthy fear, right? I have a good, healthy fear of my house burning down. That's why I make sure that all my electrical stuff works, right? Like, I have a good, healthy fear of going to hell. That's why I believe in God. I have a good, healthy fear of, being arrested. That's why I don't beat people's ass when they really need their ass beat. So those are things that I think that, having a good, healthy fear sometimes is okay. But it needs to be but it needs to be a healthy fear. It needs to be something that you've considered and you've thought about, and you're like, yeah, that's a real thing,
Well, but here's the thing, though. I'd say is because I don't feel fear like the normal people do who don't contract this thing. I think serotonin levels rise up or something else, and I think it combats the feeling of fear you would have. What I do have is a healthy respect of consequences, and I think that's what I would call it in term, instead of like saying I have a fear.
Yeah,
I have a respect for God because I know the consequences of my damnation of my soul and everything else should I deny Christ, and things like this. If I beat this guy up, I have a healthy respect that the law is going to come to me and invoke a massive amount of force and walk me behind bars. It's like I can respect that authority for sure.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that a lot of people, I know a lot of people have gone along with the idea that you have to, safety, all of the things, the safety first, the, just living in fear of all these things. Like, we're talking about with the red pill. See, I think red pill are biggest pussies. If you are that afraid of a woman walking out of your life and taking your shit, you're a fucking pussy. Well, I worked really hard to get it. Yeah, I can work really hard to get it again. Right? Somebody asked me the other day, and they're like, I think it was Jake Varr, actually, maybe. I forget who it was. It was somebody who's red pill adjacent. And they're like, well, if your wife left you and took everything, it was Beaten Cheeks. Beaten Cheeks asked me, if your wife took everything, if your wife took everything, she divorced you tomorrow, took everything, what would you do? I'd be like, I'd be really pissed for like a week, right? Let's just be honest. I'd be pretty pissed off.
I agree.
But then I would just go do what I did the first time. There's no difference. What am I going to do? Roll over and play dead? I'm going to just start fucking a bunch of whores? No.
You bring up a good point, because here's the question that I asked somebody, and this isn't a jab at anybody, Grid One. The reason why I'm saying this is because it provides a good example. If you had I'm familiar with the podcast Fresh and Fit. Mm-hmm. If Myron and the Fresh guy, who isn't a really good orator, I'll say that much, if both of them turned out to be broke tomorrow, do you think any of them could replicate their success? And I would say I think one would, but the other one, I don't think that he would become a millionaire. The reason why I say this is that's a good point, because if I was divorced tomorrow, if I was married, what could I think about this? And it's like, I'm actually losing out more in life by not taking a chance and not believing in the faith putting trust in the faith that I have. Otherwise, I'll just live my life with the regret in my deathbed. And I don't want to live surrounded by 6 images of regret saying, you could have did this, but now you're too old. You never experienced this. And you do have a good, compelling point here too, for sure.
One of the things, and this actually goes back to when I was in military school, and all of the men there that were examples to me. And, some of these guys had lived, and I remember we're talking about it one day, and it's like, well, what do you do in this? What do you do in that? How do you recover? Well, first of all, nothing's ever guaranteed to anybody, right?
That's true.
You're just not guaranteed. You could do everything right, and you could still lose your wife. Your wife could leave you, whatever. Things could happen. You could lose your entire fortune just because you picked the wrong accountant. Nick Cage comes to mind. You picked the wrong accountant, trusted the guy. Guy went to fucking Brazil with all his money, right?
Crazy.
And I think when we're talking about, how we get to where we are in life, regardless of whether or not I have money, I am still who I am, right? Like, the money is irrelevant, right? Yeah, sure, it allows me to do things, but I would still eventually be able to do the same things, or I would just go do whatever I did. I think that with so many people are afraid, and that's all it is. It's just, and whether you can call it fear, you can call it apprehension, you can call it, understanding human psychology, whatever the fuck you want to call it. At the end of the day, if you were that concerned about somebody leaving you, what kind of relationship did you have to begin with? Why would you do that? Why would you live that way? I don't think that way. Every single day I get up, I piss excellence. I fucking start out wonderful. And the day only gets fucking better. It only gets better.
This
My
is good.
my shittiest day above this earth is better than half the humans on the planet, and I value that. I think that that's the greatest thing ever for me. I can't. For me to feel. Have you ever? There's nobody that can say that they've ever seen me where I was down in the dumps and beat down and sad, because it never fucking happens. It never happens. I never get depressed. I never feel down. And I had this, again, I go back to the people that I knew, the men that shaped me. And I remember this one guy had been blown up in Vietnam. This guy literally got blown the fuck up, lost a leg, spent a bunch of time in surgery, really fucked up. And but he saved a bunch of other dudes. Super awesome dude. And that was a tremendously inspirational dude. This guy literally, like, he didn't have any fucking teeth. His teeth got fucking blown out. He literally got, like, broken out of his fucking teeth. He had fake teeth. He had back before we had cool carbon fiber, prosthesis. He had a fucking peg leg. And this dude was badass and super happy. And if I can look at somebody that's had that shit go on in their life and is happy, how in the world could I live with myself if I was down in the fucking dumps?
That's good to take these perspectives, because I think that even unbeknownst to ourselves, because we have a phone in front, $1,000 phone in front of our faces all the time, yet we will complain about shit on this $1,000 phone, while majority of the world doesn't live the life that we do. They're looking like water is a luxury to them, and we literally have water fountains on every corner. It's crazy.
I grew up. I shit you not. I grew up. Every year we put plastic on the windows in the fall to help insulate the house, right? We closed off rooms so we didn't have to heat it because we couldn't afford the heating bill. Literally, the heat was only on when we were physically in the house. And still the power got cut off. Still the water got shut off. Still we didn't have enough money for the bills.
Yeah.
When somebody bitches today, I'm like, what the fuck are you bitching about? You're not hungry. You got clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. It's not fucking Fingy. It's not fucking Polo's new collection. I get it. You're really beat down here, pal. But what the fuck?
Yeah, it's funny because in this culture we have I would say in certain communities, like the Black community, like the shoes are the biggest prized possession. They'll fight over a scuffed shoe or something like this. Meanwhile, it's like they're struggling to pay rent at the same time. This mindset has pervaded Black culture since I think I was a kid. And then not to mention this, but I have stories myself. I remember when my mom, because I ate so much as a kid but couldn't gain a single pound. I looked like a coat hanger wearing a shirt. And my mom put one lock on the fridge with the chain, and I got past that lock, and then she put two locks, and I was too embarrassed to invite friends over because they were like, why do you have two locks on chains in your fridge and stuff? And I was like, because we know how to get past the door. And they were like, we have food in our house if you want to eat. It's so embarrassing. Like, we were on Section 8. My mom was deaf, and she couldn't really find a job for she was hearing impaired. So I totally understand that. But
I get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. But a lot of people, even in third world countries or anybody else, I had it better than them when I had locked chains on a fridge. I had it way better than them too. Even then.
I tell people all the time, man, I've been to other countries and I've seen actual poor people. Real poor people. People, like we don't have in this country. Our poor people are fucking fat. That's the sadness, right? But this is why I don't understand it. We live in the greatest country on the fucking planet. We have, most people only work as hard as they want to. I want you to really consider what I just said there. Most people only work as hard as they want to because they select jobs based on how hard they are going to fucking work. You understand how fucked up that is?
Yeah.
In other countries, people select jobs on if it's available and if they'll get paid and if it's enough to support their family. Nobody in America does that shit.
Yeah, I think you're mentally handicapped if you're saying in the U.S. you can't find a job, and we have literally jobs that people less qualified than you that are illegal will come here and just take, and you won't even do that. Like, it's just selective, conditional employment at that point, just because of your preferences. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we have people that only work as hard as they have to or want to. They're fucking fat. They get assistance for everything. They're literally whining that they need more healthcare in rural areas because, oh my God, you might have to take a fucking ambulance from small town America to big city America, a 30 or 40-minute ambulance ride. Whole shit, that's too bad. Now we need big trauma centers in every fucking rural community. No, we don't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We don't.
Yeah,
you go to another country. Now. You go to another country, and it's a fucking village that doesn't even have a doctor. They've got somebody there that one time back in the war, they stitched somebody's leg up. That's the guy you go to. And that's
the guy.
That's the guy. And if he can't fix you, they put you on a fucking Jeep and they drive your ass to the nearest doctor. And they have it's insane. It's insane the quality of life that we have, and people bitch every single day. People are depressed. You understand? We have the highest numbers of depression in the world. I mean,
and that's the thing, though, is like a toothache will kill a bad tooth will kill you in any other country. But here it's like that rate has decreased substantially, where it's like sepsis now kills people in third world countries because they don't have access to a doctor or anything else. Meanwhile, we trip and we have $1,000 phone that we're calling on. We're complaining because we didn't get like a popsicle on the right. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking end of the world. I mean, it is insane. The way our society is, it's crazy, and we have people who are depressed to the point of being medicated 24/7. Then they will be for their lives because they will never admit to themselves that they're not fucking sick, that they're just bored, that life is too fucking easy.
What we think is oppression really isn't oppression nowadays. And that's the thing, though, is like oppression is different from what it used to be. It was real oppression back in the day. Yeah, like I'm talking about concentration camps, things like this or whatever. We had a real oppression. Now it's like, you said no to me and now I'm being oppressed. It's so stupid. It's like now nowadays, I didn't even have a phone in class. Now students have phones in every single class, and that's causing major disruption and interfering with learning and everything.
Well, not in schools around here. Not in schools around here. If you have your phone out in class here, they'll take your fucking phone. But I live in I live in a good state. But I mean, it's insane the way people think, and it's this idea. Again, I just go back to, and we can put a lot of the blame on feminism, a lot of it. But it's not just a feminist. It's a bunch of dumbass men out there who are absolutely drunk on stupidity. They can't get enough of it. They can't. They'll say things like there's no value in marriage anymore.
That's crazy.
Say dumbass things but let me tell you how fucking stupid that is. I don't want to date a single mom. I don't want to date a single mom, but I don't want to get fucking married. You know what that woman's called when she's married with a kid? A single fucking mom. So, I mean, fucking make some sense. Like try really hard.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to be religious, right? I get it. It's not for everybody. Personally, I've seen a lot of things make me believe in God. The fact that I haven't died.
Same. Yeah.
Bro. So I have so many times in my life if I come close to dying. I'll give you an example. Do you know what a baccalaureate ceremony is?
No, you can educate me though.
It's a pre-graduation ceremony for the seniors where they all get together and they give out some awards and they have it's just a ceremony. So when I was in school, so I went to military school. So didn't have the same kind of relationships like normal people have. So the last semester of my senior year, I went to a public high school. It was not in my hometown because I still stayed on campus, and I actually, as a senior, I rode the bus to school every day for that last semester. It's very fun. So, and you can look this up. This is all public fucking record. We get to the baccalaureate ceremony, and the police are turning us around. They're like, "Hey, go park over here. We'll let you know when you can come through." And I didn't think anything about it. Then we see fire trucks, ambulance, shit like that. What the fuck is going on? Well, I'll tell you what happened. The science teacher, Donald J. Givens, was going to blow the senior class up. He had gone in and turned on all the gas in the science department.
Damn.
And in the welding department, in the auto shop and all that. The assistant principal actually surprised him. He shot and killed the assistant principal. Then he set fire to the library. Apparently, that was his undoing because the smoke alarms went off. The fire department, it rang at the fire department, police department, and they came and arrested him and put the fire out and all that. They tried to blow me the fuck up, Marte.
That guy was on a mission.
And it didn't fucking happen, bro. It didn't fucking happen. 1 hour, bro. All it took, 1 hour, and I was there. Me and all the rest of my buddies, we'd have been blown up.
Well, I mean, I almost died because of stupid shit that I've done. I remember that.
I've almost self-inflicted death several times, but I'm talking about,
yeah,
like, especially for some reason, my senior year was the year that I'm lucky I survived. We went caving. So we went whitewater rafting in Chattanooga, and a bunch of my buddies from military school and I, and we go, and it's a good class 4 rapids that we went down because we're all experienced rafters, and I pardon me. I actually came out in one of the areas where you're not supposed to come out of the raft. You're supposed to really stay in the raft.
Yeah.
Didn't get crushed, nothing. I didn't get scratched. So then we go caving. Because rafting in the morning, caving in the afternoon, why the fuck not? And so there's this place where you have to slide down this rock, this slanted piece of rock, and there's a stone at the bottom. You have to hit that with your feet, and then you can kind of stand up and walk off this other trail. I was not really paying attention to this, and I went down and slid down, almost missed it, barely got it. Took the light, shined it down. It's a 40-foot fucking drop.
Damn.
And I was like,
could have been done.
This close, bro. This is why I believe in God. This fucking close. All right. This is all in one day. This 2 in 1 day. But no, wait. What? There's a third day. Yeah, it's the same day.
The hell, bridge.
So this is the at the end of the day, we're driving back from Chattanooga.
Right here.
We're driving back from Chattanooga, and we have the youngest guy, the youngest staff member driving the van. We're all asleep, and I remember waking up, and I'm like, are we not back yet? We got to be getting close. And I look up to see the clock on the dash, and all of a sudden the clock on the dash starts spinning because he ran off the fucking road into a ditch. The van went completely upside down. Landed in debris, crushed it. We all went to the emergency room. I didn't have a scratch on me. Not a fucking scratch.
So this happened to me.
Like, I believe in God because if God wanted me dead, he's had plenty of opportunities, brother.
So I actually have a story, and I haven't really told this before. This is when I was a kid. I used to stay with my aunt, And my aunt stayed with a drug dealer. His name was G. We never found out what his real name was. And he owned like 9 empty townhomes that he ran drugs out of in the Maryville district. And he used to take these Nissan cars and run them to Texas and then line the bumpers with like Coke or whatever it is. And then like line the seats and all this. I saw this operation as a kid. I slept on a pissy mattress staying with her because I was treated like shit. He beat the shit out of me like every single day. Scratch on the dishes. I got beat up and then sent to school. One day I went to school because I learned how to like cover my face up and wear shades and glasses and stuff. It was just almost like indoctrination growing up here, just getting beat and all this. So what happened is I went to school one day and this teacher said, Marte, get to the front of the class. You're always sitting in the back. And I said, okay. And I had my head down. She was like, take that hoodie off. And I didn't do it. So she like, this kid, like, I guess he ran up in class and thought he was being funny. He pulled the hood and knocked the glasses off. And I looked like I had like raccoon eyes and golf ball lips. And like, she was like, oh my God. And everybody in class like was like, oh God. And she told everybody in class, leave right now, except for you. And she made me sit. And I was in the principal's office and they like tried to get it out of me because I grew up in this no snitch culture the whole time as a youth. And I told them after like in a whole hour and a half of police came. And then they said, where do you live? Because this can't be happening anymore. I said, no, I can't tell you. He'll kill me. So true to his word, this is what happened. They went to the house and they put me in the backseat of a patrol car and they wanted me to identify him. And then as soon as he saw me in cuffs, they said, is that him? Yeah, that's him. And we locked eyes. And then he was like doing this and they took him down to the ground. And I was like, oh, crap, I'm not going to make it. So 2 months later, he's in prison and I'm still at the house. Things aren't going good because now my aunt resents me because the guy that was beating her, got her hooked on drugs and everything else and beating me got arrested. Right. So a month later, my face heals up and everything else. And, I'm walking home from school and I see this van pull up on the sidewalk. And next thing you know, 2 guys jump out, take me, throw me in the back of the van. And I watch my backpack get smaller and smaller as this guy throws me on the ground of the bottom of the van, puts his knee in my back and says, shut the fuck up, kid. And I'm like, whatever. And I hear a click on the back of my head. And I'm like, gosh, I know what that is. And we went to a townhome. They put me in a swivel chair by the fridge. And this guy was in the front looking out. And he said, you know what happened to G, right? And I said, yeah, I knew what happened. Well, we knew that you snitched and we don't like rats. And tell you what, I don't like doing this to kids, so I'm going to give you a chance. And then he said, you know what? Tell you what, this is what I'm going to do. And he said, if you walk out of this house, he said, you're fine. I don't want to see you again in the Maryville area, district, or anything else like that again. If I see you again, you're dead. So he spun the barrel and then he clicked it twice and said, get the fuck out of here, kid. And I never went back ever since. And that's how I know that God exists. So crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, life can be scary, man.
It is scary, man. But that's why when I hear Andrew and Rachel spouting facts and saying that, living with a stepfather, the chances of abuse go up. Yeah, I lived this. It's like when I hear this, it's like I'm getting flashbacks of like getting beaten by this guy named G. Whenever I see this guy 50 Cent, it's like he reminds me of G. And G was like this really built guy. That's why I went into bodybuilding too, because I wanted to be a protector because I never saw that growing up. So this back to this whole safety thing. When you're talking about safety, I literally learned to run towards gunfire because of my past instead of away from it. That's why when I hear debates, I run towards debates instead of away from them and arguments and conflict and run. That's why I went into law enforcement for 13 plus years, different agency, all this. Like, that's why I went towards all that, because I think that society has less protectors now and they got more pussies. So when you talk about the red pill, and stuff, I totally agree with you. I think people that are telling you to veer away from marriage and redressing this as a dangerous tradition that we have, I think it's foolish. We're bastardizing
it goes into a lot of different things, right? Like I think that most things that people talk about today make society as a whole weaker. And it's all, again, it's a safety first culture, right? It's the red pill, it's the blue pill, it's the fucking black and red pill, or whatever, white, what, I don't even know what the colors of the pills anymore. But
yeah,
I think that, what I think is, I think that a lot of the weak people are breeding themselves out, so I don't have to worry about it much longer.
That is happening.
So I mean, at some point, I am going to die, and then I'll be gone. I'll be moved on to the next plane of existence, whatever that is. But you know, that'll be great. However, at the end of the day, what my sons have to look forward to, I hope, is a return to true masculinity, to true femininity, to a world where things are dangerous and you need to act like they're dangerous. It's like this thing with that just happened on Australia, right? Like there's no reason for that to have happened the way that it did.
Yeah, that was wild. But here's the thing, though. I think that we need to change the culture to some degree and also be the culture that we want to see in the world. It sounds really lame, be the change or whatever, but no, I'll give you an example. So in the Orthodox Church, we have like godfathers, right? I have a godfather. Well, he's going to be my godfather if they get baptized. Well, I have god brothers because he's got sons. And one of the godsons, he had a baby. And this baby was at this fire, and we were like smoking cigars and stuff. And I'm trying to get into this cigar culture. So we're smoking, and there's like a fire. And I saw the little girl, and I thought something. And this is what I said. I said, "Hey, Andrew. So when she grows up and she gets old enough to date, can I be the guy that beats up on the guys?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." Because I think that we're lacking a lot of this in culture where we don't vet people because absentee fathers, all this, women are initiating divorce.
Sure.
But I think that we don't have a culture that creates a system where we have community that vets people that could be suitors for people. And when I said this, I said, "Can I?" And he knew what I meant. I'm not like literally just going to beat up people for no reason. No, what I'm going to do is tell him, if you want in this family, there's a lot of criteria and there's going to be scrutiny. Because there's like a kind of a rite of passage, like you have to act right, you have to speak right, you have to respect your elders, all this. And absent any of these men that create this filter, guess what happens? Now she gets pregnant from Joe Blow down here. Like that's what happens. So when I told Andrew this, I said, well, his name's Andrew too. When I told Andrew this, I said, well, can I be the guy that beats up on the boys that try to date her? We knew exactly what that meant. He said, yeah, for sure. And I was like, yes. Like, so I think that culture should be brought back.
Well, I think, again, and I understand that, but I'm speaking more globally, because the reality is that what do we see happening right now? We see that all of these attacks are happening in places where there are no defenders, where where the people have agreed or been forced to disarm themselves, to act as cattle, to act as sheep, to not be the human beings that they are, right? We're seeing, Brown University, right? You can't even, in Rhode Island, I don't even think you can, or it's Massachusetts, wherever it is. I think it's Massachusetts. You can't even carry a gun. You can't even get one. It is almost, I mean, it's not impossible, obviously, because it's America, but the majority of people are not going to be carrying firearms.
You mean non-criminals can't carry, but criminals can carry.
Right. Yeah, right.
That's what it is, really. Let's be honest here. Yeah, and that's what we're doing is I think that we're having a reverse happen. In the inverse, it is happening, but not the way that we want to see this. We're having the opposite outcome where we have criminals that are carrying. Obviously, there's a black market that's going to be created. But I think that if you want to become a dangerous person, that can be dangerous. I know this is an old trope that's been like reiterated thousands of times in the red pill community, but it does hold true. Like I want to be able to beat up the guy that disrespects a little girl or whatever that is. But it's like globally, even if we can apply this doctrine, like this is the mindset of the men that we need. We need brave men who have balls and courage, who are courageous to step up and take action. I mean, we have Irina Zarutska. She got stabbed on the tram or something like that, and everybody just sat there. Yeah. We had the other one, the woman was set on fire. Nobody did anything. And that recently just happened too. And matter of fact, and it is by Black individuals repeatedly. It's like almost like and I hate to say this, but it's the culture that's changing, that we need to change this bystander partisan culture that doesn't do anything and that is just recording everything and doesn't take action. I think that we're so indulged in social media to where we're spectators but not partakers of violence, because I think that violence can be used for good and people don't realize that. We aren't being educated, and I think that we're being told that violence bad. All bad.
Well, no, I mean, we always are, right? And again, I think that for the most part, those people they're not having children. And when they do have children, they're letting other people raise those children. And a lot of the people who are taking on the responsibility of raising those children are people like me and people like you. And so now, you know, we can actually break the cycle. We can actually return America and the world really to a better age. Now, is it going to happen anytime soon? I don't know. I don't think so. But you know, I look at my sons. My sons are awesome. You know, even my kids are pretty cool. And most of the people I know are pretty cool. And I think it's going to be you know, going forward, I just don't see I don't have the dystopian view that I think a lot of people have. And it's really annoying to me now, the way the red pill especially is weakening men. They're just, yeah, okay, maybe physically they're working out, okay, but a lot of people work out. You don't have to be gay.
That doesn't mean anything. No.
Gay people work out as much as anybody else. I go to my gym.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I go to my
aesthetics doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I go to my gym and I'm 99% sure the two biggest dudes there are gay, but I don't know. Could not be, but then again, I go to Planet Fitness, so you know.
I mean, just realize that aesthetics doesn't mean anything, because you could be the biggest guy in the room, but the least competent when it comes to running a business, running a family, being faithful. That's the thing, though. Is like a lot of people put on muscle. They'll put on muscle, but then they'll hide underneath all this muscle. And it's like they want this image that they built up when they really haven't developed the character or any development to be around hardship or strife or any of that stuff. They crumble. They're just buff. That's it.
I would be really happy if the red pill and some of the other groups started talking about competency, being a competent human being. We used to talk about being well-rounded. It was actually, I was watching a historical TV show the other day about the SAS, and they have this guy who's literally a fucking killer. He's a body stacker. This guy, legit, nobody to mess with. And he recited poetry. He like English and French poetry, like, not rap music. We're talking about actual poetry. He had a deep, close relationship with another dude that played piano, and he loved that guy like his brother, I guess. And the guy, I'm sitting there watching him like, that guy be called gay in our society. And he's probably he's probably the biggest swinging dick in the room. Probably got laid more than anybody on the planet, right? At that time.
Well, it's funny. There's an inversion of culture that's happening right now. Everything that was good is now being demonized, and they're now putting, I would say, ostracizing these people who are good. One case in point is like, if I go to court a woman for marriage, I'm then called a simp. Sure. This guy that's a tough body stacker that you're talking about, he recites poetry, he's now deemed gay. So I think right now we're taking stigma off of everything negative and now putting it on things positive, because sex work used to be like the lowest work in the world. Like, you had to be at your wit's end to do sex work. Now all of a sudden it's praise, you're damn near a celebrity, all this, and so it's reversed in so much. The needle has moved so much, and that's why I think debate is extremely important, because when we have these ideas and we counter these ideas with logic, I'm trying to change the minds of the fence sitters at home, the lukewarm people, things like this. And when they come onto a stream, not only are they thoroughly entertained when they see your debates or my debates, I think they walk away with maybe a seed or two planted. We hope, so.
Well, I'm just saying that my oldest son does read poetry, and he plays violin. He also plays the guitar. He's well-rounded. He draws, not very well, my opinion, but he'll get better. And I don't actually look at a lot of his work. He doesn't show me. He's very secretive about it. We've created a culture where to be a well-rounded, competent human being, you're demoralized for it. If you are someone that can speak eloquently about the Bible, for example, in a lot of places, people are gonna run you down, right?
Yeah, that's true.
If you can speak eloquent, if you can recite poetic verses, especially like Lord Byron or well, Byron's my favorite, so I don't know, but you can, some of the romantics, it's you're, I mean, I don't want to say you're demonized, but you're not viewed as a complete male. And yet I can't think of a more positive example of a complete male. You should be smart. You should be well-read. You ought be someone that can learn without having someone show you. That you can read it and you can comprehend it, and then you can turn those thoughts of someone else's written on a page into something else. And it's a lost art. We see it. They barely teach reading in school, and it's only so that you can read your computer.
Well, that's almost a lost art because cursive is gone the way the dodo. And then not to mention this, I think one thing that we're degrading in society is like the lost art of, like, we don't see Renaissance men anymore. What we don't see is like we see one-trick ponies all the time, but they're constantly doing this. They're in their phone the whole time, and they're copying and patterning all this, and they're mirroring this, but they don't want to set new ground. They don't want to walk a path they've never walked before. That's why I think that I want to be kind of like the Swiss Army knife. When I walk into a room, I can have a conversation about finance. I can talk about guns, things like this. I'm well versed in everything else. I can wear different hats. People have one hat these days.
People also have to be willing to admit when they don't know something.
That's rare. That's extremely rare.
I that a lot. I really, if I don't know anything about it, or even if I think I know like this much, I don't know anything about that. You're gonna have to help me out. But what we're talking about here, Renaissance male, that's a really great thing to say, and I say that all the time. Yeah. I believe that an appreciation of actual music and being able to play music is not a bad thing. Being able to dance, although I can't, I don't have rhythm. I'm white, but being able to dance.
No, whites can dance. Have you heard of the waltz? There's so much history. It's like, come on, like Russian culture has a lot of dances.
Yeah.
When we talk about European culture, they've actually originated a lot of original dances when it came to that.
Yeah, no, and I'm being a little bit facetious here, but I mean, I don't dance particularly well, but I just really feel like
you just choose not to dance very well.
Yeah. I choose not to embarrass myself by dancing is what I do. But learning how to dress properly. My son, I don't know if you've seen the pictures. My son wears, like, he goes to school every day in slacks, Oxford, tie, vest, jacket every day. He does not dress down unless it's if it's a dress down day, he'll dress down. But dressing down to him is wearing like jeans and a polo. Like that's it.
He sounds like a future CEO or entrepreneur. He definitely is employable for sure.
I think he's going to be a lawyer. He wanted to be, he's like everybody else. He wanted to go into STEM and he wanted to do robotics and shit. He likes cool shit like that. Just doesn't, honestly, he doesn't have the mechanical aptitude. But what he does have is he he is a very well-read, well-spoken young man. And so I think he's going to be a lawyer. I really do. I think
so. He's going to be a professional debater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's how I interpret lawyers, actually, and attorneys.
Yeah. And we're going to start, I think we're going to start him with mock trial next year.
Yeah, I think litigators, I would say lawyers, attorneys, they're really some of the best people to debate, I think. And they're the most fun to debate because that's their craft. Like, that's something that they want to do and they do. And I think if you debate them, you're either going to be exposed for being not really a good debater, somebody with bad rhetoric, somebody with bad logic. And it's like, you're either going to say, you know what, I need to go do my homework, or if you're honest with yourself, or you're going to say, you know what, I mollywop them, and this person's not a good lawyer, because that exists as well too.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that as a society, I think what Rollo tried to do with the red pill is admirable, but I think that it just got off the rails. I do think that we need young men to be young men. And I think the best way, honestly, is like Boy Scouts and scouting. If you read scouting, if you actually read scouting,
you're talking about like bushcraft, things like that.
I'm talking about actual Boy Scouting, not the nonsense, like you can't be in one of the woke places, but like a place where you're actually, would you believe that Scouting for Boys, which was written by Lord Baden-Powell in like 1904, 1907, is the top 4 selling book ever? It's number 4. Would you believe that?
Yeah, I would believe that. But also, I mean, think about it. Like, I think that, so I would make an addendum to this. Not only would I say this, but I think that bushcraft is extremely important. Things like this, I think toughening boys up is good. Camaraderie, showing how men can also be communal. It isn't just women. But then this is the thing that I would interject, and this is the amendment I'll make. Having a Christian foundation, I think, is extremely imperative and important, because I think that's being weeded out by cultures that are infiltrating America's soil. Like, I'm talking about like Detroit,
sure,
New York, Chicago, things like this that are saying free zones and all that. It's just bad, man.
I mean, we don't need to talk too much about the cousin fuckers, but but I like to keep it positive and just say that if young men want to be actual young men and be a well-rounded, complete young man, scouting, read Scouting for Boys, read it back and front. I mean, it's got a lot of things in it. Scouting, by the way, Lord Baden-Powell said that all scouting is a realistic example of Christianity.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I could see how the two can go hand in hand to some degree, for sure. But what I would say is, like, I think that, I don't know, this conversation can be so compartmentalized and so multifaceted and layered. Really comprehensive conversation if we were to talk about like masculinity in America. And I think that what we need is like just cultural change and cultural shift in the good direction. And then, but also the how to do it is a whole different conversation as well too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you understand that in scouting, there's a duty to God requirement.
I never knew that.
You didn't know that? Yeah. So basically, Lord Baden-Powell said, in scouting, we find, or scouting is nothing less than applied Christianity, and I believe that to be true. It's an example of developing faith, because you're out there, especially as a young as young lads out there, relying on each other. The adults aren't there to teach you. They're not there to. They're there to make sure that young boys don't do stupid things. But the scout, I mean, I'm telling you, man, scouting or military schools like the one I went to will do more for young men than anything else. It just it takes all of that it takes all of that drive, all of that random energy, and it focuses it, and it turns it into something that's useful, and it turns every scout is competent. Everyone.
I like that, especially if there's like uniformity and somewhat some conformity to some standard that they set. That's a golden standard.
Yeah.
That not only can they
You
map
have
this
to
on the
meet the
men,
standards,
but they'll
right?
emulate good men as
That's
well.
what the merit badges are for. That's what the you become you
okay.
become a tenderfoot, then you become a scout second class, and you become a first class scout. And Baden Powell said that he understood that not every scout will become an Eagle Scout. You really have to try hard. You really have to excel, and you really have to apply yourself. It takes grit, takes drive. But if you become a first-class scout, you have become a well-rounded individual. You understand duty to God. You understand civics locally and nationally. You understand and have participated in leadership in your troop or in your patrol. These are things that nothing else in society is teaching young men. Not one thing. There's nothing.
This sounds like? This sounds like a good husband. This sounds like a good politician that we need. This sounds like
what we need in America.
All the hallmarks of things we need in these positions that people just fill with an absence of duty to these positions. They fill these positions because it's just the thing to do, or cool because of feelings or whatever. But there's no duty, right? What you're talking about is duty as well too. But an absence of duty is rife with abuse, and I see this happening everywhere.
We also understand that while you will be the leader today, someone else will be the leader tomorrow, and you need to be a good leader, and you need to help them be a good leader, right? We all serve by example. We all lead by example. Right? Need good men. That's true. Abe Dinkus, my man, what is up? So, but I don't think that there's, I've thought about it a lot, right? Because to be honest with you, and I've said this before, if you're 30 years old and you need help getting laid, brother, I can't help you. You're fucked.
That's crazy.
You're done, bro. You're done. I ain't got nothing for you,
let alone for me to hear this.
If you're 30 years old and you don't understand how to get your ass to the gym,
this makes sense, but it's like just hearing you say this, it sounds like my dad telling me this, and it's just crazy because it's like, I hate that
help you, man. I want to help you, but I mean, it's late. It's late. I can't help you, man. I'm sorry. You can have all the fucking pills you want. You can take red pill every goddamn day, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's too late for you, man. But 15 years old, man, 15-year-old dudes, 12-year-old boys, 12-year-old boys getting drunk. Yeah. That's insane. 12-year-old boys ought to be out camping, playing in the fucking woods, chasing each other around, and understanding that, hey, if I'm chasing somebody around and trip over a fucking log and bust my fucking head, it hurts, right? And there's nothing to be mad about.
And then, I mean, no pun intended, but in a grid down situation, I think that they can refer back to this and just say, I have a reference point of what to do in case this hits the fan or, whatever. I think these are good staples, foundations that we could separate the youth. But I think that we don't have programs out there like this that are propagandized on entertainment streams or anything like that. Or it's like, we need to.
That's why the feminists have tried so hard to tear down the Boy Scouts. I've seen that Boy Scouts. I of course call it the Boy Scouts. It is the Boy Scouts. It is not scout. It's not the Scouts. Girls should not be a part of it. If in the way that they're doing it in most places, I'm okay with it. But I don't see what girls can possibly get out of it. That's okay. I don't need to understand it. Really doesn't affect my life. But I think that there's a direct correlation between the number of men who go into scouting and the number of men that are successful in life.
Yeah,
We
I can probably
can't,
see that.
we as adult men, Marte, you talking to a 25 or 27 or 28-year-old dude about being successful is a waste of your time. You need to be talking to 15-year-old dudes, 16, 17, 18-year-old dudes. And you need to be telling them, hey, commitment. When you commit to something, fucking do it. Because later in life, when you commit to a wife, when you tell your wife you're going to be home for dinner, that commitment will mean something.
And it can be the most smallest thing. Oh, it's just dinner. No, if you say something like being a man of your word, I think that should hold true to some degree.
Yeah,
I think
being a man of your word,
you need to do it.
If you're learning to be a man of your word at 28 years old,
oh man, yeah, it's a little bit
dumbass $15,000 for their fucking program to teach you to be a better human being, you've failed at life, and you deserve what you get. And hopefully you can rebound, but you are at that point in your life, you're a fucking failure. And your parents failed you, and your schools failed you, and society fucking failed you. We need to stop failing people. We need to get in there. Volunteer to help young, which I've heard you talk about helping young people. Volunteer to help young people. There's never going to be a time where there are enough men to teach all the young men. There will never be a time that is the case. There will always be room for one more. Every single person.
It is heartbreaking though. I used to manage group homes and stuff like that. It's like it's this whole system where it's like you have to work in conjunction with managers, caseworkers, things like this. The system needs to be revamped. I'll say this, but here's the thing I will say. Recently, I'm helping my third school because there are underprivileged schools that we have that don't even have gymnasiums or gyms. So I'm like finding weight pieces that people want to give away and things like that. Hey, I found a 45-pound plate. Boom. And next thing over time, it's like in 3 months, we now have a gym for these kids to train at. And it's like, now, not only do they have a gym to train at, well, I can help them in reference them to say, hey, you know what? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to provide some direction. This is how we're going to lift weights. I don't want to say safely lift weights, but I want you to kind of embrace the terror of this weight crumbling underneath you, but you need to be able to be competent to do this. You're never going to overcome something if you realize that this isn't going to really kill you. Here's the thing though, you pass out before you die. I told one of these kids that. He said, oh, that's terrifying to hear about this. I said, is it? I said, because if you think about this, before I get underneath the weight, I have a conversation with God. This is my terrified talk. I'll say, are we good? I just want to make sure that we're good, because if I get underneath here and shit goes south, it's like, it's a wrap for me. But it's like, that's not fear talking. This is just me developing a positive relationship with an outcome that's insurmountable to other people. And I talk to these kids about this, and it's like, we need to run towards this and embrace this, because if you live in constant fear of owie boo boo and all this other stuff, this could happen. You're never going to develop the physique, the strength to fight and get in this ring or do anything else in life, because you're gonna live with regret. You don't want regret. And I talk to these kids all the time about that stuff.
Well, we get into regret stuff too, but I mean, look, at the end of the day, grown men should be helping young men. And and I do mean teenagers. I don't mean, and maybe people in college and that kind of thing, to be better, to hand down the wisdom, to teach the hard lessons, to talk to them. I am where I'm at because I had great men in my life that taught me when they didn't really have to. One of my best friends growing up was this guy, Ken. And we're about 10 years apart, but we live right next door to each other. And so I would go fishing with him. We hung out a lot together. He had, he had a race car, and I was big into car stuff even as a kid. And so a lot of the things that I do today, it comes from him being just a good dude and taking the time to teach me stuff that I didn't know, loan me equipment I didn't have, take me out on his fucking boat I never paid for gas, you know, and he didn't have to do that. You know, we go out fishing. Half the time I didn't catch shit, you know, but the conversations, you know, he's one of the reasons why when I started college, I started in environmental science and technology, because he was a science minded guy like me too. And hitting out, you know, of course he's married, got kids now, and has for a long time. And his kid, you know, is reaping all the benefit that I saw as a young man. I was very fortunate in my church. There was some older men that took the time to, when they could have been really mean and really authoritarian, they took the time to be really educational when I would fuck up, you know, or do something wrong. And they had that, you know, and I think that we as a society, we're doing a huge injustice to young people. And I'm speaking specifically about young men, but this applies to young women too. Young women are sexualized from such an early age, right? Like, it's so insane.
Hey, what's going on, Ms. D?
Hey, Mrs. D, how are you?
Ms. D is one of my mods. She's really good people. She respects the patriarchy. So
yes, yeah, I've known Miss D for a while. She's cool.
If you don't respect the patriarchy as a woman, you can't be a mod. I'm just being honest here. Let's be real.
And I just, you know, there's so many great people that came through my life. You know, Colonel Spain, right? Like, super good example of what like a actual, you know, solid dude is, right? Like Colonel Spain was like, he was awesome dude, you know?
Yeah.
And a bunch of other people through military school, through college, I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like that. And you know, one of the things is that where I think a lot of men forget all the people that helped them along the way, I never have. And one of the things you mentioned, regrets a lot tonight. And I'll be honest with you, man. I never regret anything.
Yeah, I don't want to have any either.
I don't
want to live with regret either. So.
Every single night before I go to bed, before I go to sleep, I go through my day. And if there's something that I regretted, you know, something that, or something that maybe I should have done a little better, or I did somebody wrong in some way and didn't really mean to, or maybe I did mean to, you know, maybe I was just being a dick that day. I make peace with it before I go to bed.
Never let the sun set on your wrath. I've heard that said like thousands of times. Yeah. Things like that. Yeah.
I never go to bed in a black mood. That's not racist, by the way. I'm just saying.
I mean, I would say that too in a racist way. I'd say never go to bed in a black mood. I mean it racially, so yeah.
Well, I don't, right? I don't go to bed. I don't go to sleep. I do not allow myself to go to sleep. If I'm sitting there all wound up about something, maybe I should have done this differently. Maybe I should have done that. I make peace with it right then. I'm either, yep, I did the right thing, or nope, I did the wrong thing. I'll fix it tomorrow.
Sounds good, man.
Cannot have regrets, man. Same thing. One of the reasons, honestly, I feel like one of the reasons my marriage has lasted is we do not go to bed angry at each other. And I mean, if we have stay up till 2 o'clock in the fucking morning, it's happened where we're pissed off at each other, and we just got to get to that point where we're not angry with each other anymore. If you go to bed angry, you're going to wake up angry. You're going to have stewed in that shit all night.
Yeah.
And that's fucking cancer, man. You can't do it.
Quality of sleep is messed up, you know. You're letting resentment creep in, and it's like you're just allowing this to be sewn into the bedroom and other places of the house. And one day you wake up and you got a cold bedroom.
Yeah. I just don't, again, I keep going. I'll go back to where we first started this conversation, and that's so many. We are the land of excess. We have things that nobody else on the planet has. We have lives that nobody else on the planet can dream of living.
But our complaints are
fucking depressed. We have people that are depressed. We have people that are angry for no damn good reason because they choose to be angry. That's all I can think of. If you can't take your time tonight and just sit there and go, I had a really great day today, but I could have been a little bit nicer to whoever, or you know what? I was a complete dick to my kid, you know?
Yeah.
I get up in the morning, I'm going to apologize about that shit. I shouldn't have done that. Or I was a complete dick to my son, but he fucking deserved it. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to whoop his ass. Whatever it is, I don't go to bed. I don't go to sleep with regrets. I don't wake up with regrets. I've never had a day of depression in my life. I actually have a really hard time even feeling sad. Like I don't feel sad, and I don't feel like when it's hard for me to even be upset when people die.
It's hard for me to feel mad, if that makes any sense. So I have that with anger. It's hard for me to be mad or angry. I'm like slow to anger, slow to being mad. I think that dogs get mad. People shouldn't get mad. They don't have insane asylums anymore, which I think we have this massive problem with veterans and homeless people. And, you know, obviously when they come back, we don't have outreach programs for them or anything like that. I think that that's why the Boy Scouts is a great foundational stepping stone for men. Programs like this are definitely helping, but I think that that can change and move the needle on culture as well too. So things like when you talk about depression, things like regret and all this, Boy Scouts will weed this out. I don't know a lot about this, so I can't kind of speak too thoroughly about it.
You should find a
lot of that out.
You should find a troop local to you, and just get involved. Just see if you can get involved. You know.
Yeah. I think that that's great. Yeah.
I wish I could be more involved with mine, but fortunately for me, we've got a ton of adult leaders that are just completely awesome. And, but it doesn't have to be Boy Scouts, man. There's so many good young men's organizations. There's so many young men out there that need an example, a helping hand, just someone to say, hey man, you know what? I did that too, and it was rough, but the other side, man, it's awesome. You're gonna really get there, you know.
I remember I went over to the school and these kids were like, "Oh my gosh, are those fake?" And they just wanted to like. I was like, "Nah, man. I mean, I'm not fake. I lift weights and I do this, but it takes a very long time to do this, and you need a lot of patience." And talking to these kids, they see superheroes on TV and all this other stuff. And I know that they were fine when they said that, and they're seeing me. You start learning that if you put yourself around a lot of kids, you learn how very little patience you either do or don't have. Kids can also expose a lot of what you have as well too. If you're there for a paycheck, they're going to know this. You can't mask this or hide this. They're probably some of the most honest populace out there are kids. When they say kids say the darndest things or anything else, kids are a magnifier for things around them. So if you have bad behavior, guess what they're going to do 10x, you know, especially if they look up or emulate you. So when I go to this school and I'm helping them build this gymnasium by donating weights and other things that I happen to find, and I go to like swap meets, lawn sales and all this, yard sales and all this, try to get weight equipment and stuff to try to find new sets of equipment for these gyms and stuff. Awesome. And in this, I'm inserting myself, even though it's not like a boys club or, Boy Scouts or anything like that. I'm inserting myself in this place of young men who don't have father figures, who don't have role models or anything like this. They've never met a pro athlete in their life. But even though if I meet them, I'm like, a league that they've never heard of. And they're like, I didn't know bodybuilding was a sport, all this up. But I'm there and I'm present, I'm active and kind of at least helping them a little bit. So that way, let's say something does happen to me and I don't have this body anymore, this physique, whatever it is, just understand that it's the character and what I did and the effort and that shines through, because that's why materialism is defunct. You can worship your body, you can worship a car and all this all you want. That shit will be gone in like 2 seconds. So that's why when I spend time that's invaluable with these kids, I'll never get this back, and they'll get this, and then this will last a lifetime to these kids.
Yeah. Well, again, I think that I've really been lately. I've really been examining the reality of all of this, like red pill and all the various men's movements, and how we're trying to move the needle in these different ways. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I care about people that are 30 years old and older. I'm not even sure I care about people that are 25 years and older, because you've already made their choices. And if they, if they're struggling getting laid, if they've given up, I mean, brother, I'd like to help you, but I don't know what I can do. It's not for me. But
I'm going to counter that a little bit.
And I got to be honest with you, my son and his friends and their generation give me so much hope for the future. These kids are based. They can see the bullshit. They call it what it is.
But Grid, here's the thing, though. I'm going to counter that just a little bit, right? I'm going to rebuttal just a little bit,
sure.
Soft rebuttal. So here's the thing that I'm going to say.
It's all right.
If you have somebody that's 30, 25, 27, something like this, or maybe even like 20, whatever, that's in that age range, right? And they are receptive, and life has humbled them to the degree to where they actually are asking for help, and you can tell it's genuine. Mm-hmm. And not only are they receptive to the help they want, but it's like the way that they come across, and I'm telling you, it's rare. So I understand your viewpoint on this. And this gentleman comes up to me and says, I understand your time's valuable. You don't have a lot. Any nugget of information will definitely help. Like if I have somebody with this attitude or mentality to come, I'm not going to deny them any help. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way that I can refuse and say, nah, you're lost because of your age. Now that comes with some parameters. If you're genuine, if you're humble, if I can tell you're receptive and you're honest about your intention, like, yes, I'll definitely help you. Let's get in the gym and train, whatever that is. It couldn't even be gym stuff. This could be about anything else in life that I'm mildly competent in. Like, I'll help them out with that.
Sure. I agree with you, but let me lay this out for you. If someone, I'm willing to talk with anyone about anything for the most part. Now you may not like what I have to say about it, but willing to talk about it.
No, it's fine. Lay it out, Grid. Let's might as well just say you're here.
But if we're talking about, the people that are the people that are out there right now that are in their, that are older, that have checked out, black pilled themselves. I see it all over my fucking Facebook feed, all of these other things. I just have a hard time, really hard time, getting to the point where I mean, it's not that I don't want to help them. It's just I don't believe they are the wave to the future being better. I think for them it's better, but they've made their choices. A lot of them, can learn. Some of them won't. I'm just really focused myself on making sure that the young people, the youth of our nation understand
I can what this but I'm not going to ostracize.
Yeah.
What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to ostracize.
Yeah.
And being ageist. Is that even a word? Like an ageist? Like,
yeah, no, ageism is a real thing. I kind of am. I'm kind of being a little bit
ageist about this.
But the reason is I think that if we do things right and we get the younger people if we get the young people energized, engaged, and just focused, then they are the ones that are going to be voting, right? They're the ones that are going to be changing our future.
I agree.
And
now, if
and
you
I
have a
need
tier
that, and
system,
we need
I would
those
put the kids at the
people.
forefront for sure.
We need those people to be better. You know, we need them to understand.
That's like one of the last bastions of hope that we have are kids.
Yeah.
Now, I would
No,
say
they are.
there is a tier system. I would say somebody who's like 12 or 13 or 15 ahead of somebody that's 30. I will be ageist when it comes to that. If I have
Sure.
two people come to me and they say, "Can I get help?" Let me help this younger kid first, and
Yeah.
then if I have
Or why
time,
don't you help me
I'll
help this
you.
younger kid? It'll help you. I honestly think that a lot of
Yeah,
men.
maybe. I mean,
I also
that's an angle too. You know, yeah.
I see there's this thing here that I think that a lot of people that are 30, 25, 28, 30, 35, whatever the fucking age. A lot of these men want desperately to be able to pass on knowledge. Because it's an instinct. We have fatherly instincts. We want to pass on knowledge. We want to teach young men. We want people to value the information we have. And so I think it would be probably even more beneficial to have someone like yourself go out, and if you're helping young men, and somebody in their 30s or late 20s comes by and says, "Hey, I need help," say, "Hey, why don't you help yourself by helping me help this kid?" Right?
Yeah, that's good. Not only is that paramount, but I think it's prudent of us to do this and put this at the forefront of like what we want to do. Now, that's a great spin on what I just said. Yeah. I think that if we can tell people to join us in helping the youth, that's even better than what I said. Like by thousands of miles, right? For sure.
I really should pay attention to the chat. I got a lot of stuff going on in chat.
Yeah, I got a lot going on in chat too. Emmett is being an authoritarian in my chat, which is pretty based, actually.
Emmett needs to be an authoritarian.
He says, "Shut up, Vibes. The authority is great. LOL."
That's funny.
Laughing at that, but I had to do it out loud this time.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a real thing, though, right? It's
I agree. But hey, I just wanted to do this test stream because, as you saw, there's this whole issue that I had such a conundrum trying to figure this out. And you could imagine, like, I have a debate in like an hour and a half. If I was to get on the other channel, it's the relationship between you guys. I'm not involved in that, but I'm just saying, if I was to go to Speakeasy channel and this happened, or your channel. By the way, Grid, that guy that wanted to do the covenant marriage thing, he pulled out of that debate.
Of course he did.
So
nobody wants to lose.
I was like, "Oh, come on! You don't want to be against covenant marriage? Like,
Nobody wants to lose, man."
Well, you know what, Grid? Tell you what, since you're here, let's sweeten the pot a little bit. I'm going to find somebody, and probably it's easy to go to these red pill communities and find somebody that wants to debate against the covenant marriage, and I'm going to be antithetical to red pill, which I know you're going to like. And we're going to have it on. Matter of fact, I'm going to announce this to my chat. The next debate that I have after these two debates that I have is going to be on Grid's channel. Should he choose to accept this,
sure.
Defending a covenant marriage.
I've got I obviously have changed my set. There's a lot to it that I've changed. I've actually got even more. So I've got roof mounts now. Or ceiling mounts. I'm trying to get my mic on the ceiling. That's proven to be more difficult than I had originally thought that it would be. And I got a lot of stuff going on in here.
That would actually look cool if you had like a one of those silver blingy looking mics, like polished, like chrome, hanging from the ceiling, and you were just talking into it. Like,
no, I just want it. So I saw in the shot. This is just being a jealous streamer guy, right? Like I'm a gearhead, so I'm like, oh, look at that. And
I'm kind of a gearhead too. I think most guys are.
Sean Ryan has his mics on like this articulated arm, and so when he's sitting in the chair, the mic is just like right here, and he can use his hands and everything. And I'm like, fuck yes, that is exactly what I need. I need that. And
Grid, you're
because
just
right
arguing
now
for
I've got
more
this.
stuff. Are you becoming a materialist to us? Like, it's this, you're
I'm obviously a materialist. I mean, but the thing is like when I want to type, I've got my keyboard right here. My microphone is it's always in the damn way, and it's less in the way over here. I changed everything in the past like week, and but again, I changed everything again. So it's a sickness, man. It's a sickness. But
there's nothing. Matter of fact, the guys in the chat, Workademics, hey, how's it going, man? I understand that you didn't want to do that debate because all the hype with the Greg Adams thing had died down anymore. I'm open if you want to do this. And we're talking about a covenant marriage. That's what I'm saying. All encompassing covenant marriage. I'm saying that this is a solution for society. If you want to go through with this and we can have this on Grid's channel, yes, I am kind of being out in the open about this because I'm a very transparent channel. I say what's on my mind and I like to commit to things. So if you want to do this, you have my email. I would love it if you wanted to have this. This can even be called a conversation. We'll just title it debate if you want to do it like that. And that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to hosting debates. That's no problem. I'm going to going forward. I'm going to be doing my day shift show. I think I'm going to start doing that. Probably not every day, but more days than I have been.
Sounds good.
And then the Gun Prattle show. That's in theory a once a week thing. I was actually supposed to have Brian on tonight, but he was like, hey, his mic's not working, and he's getting a new mic. So he's like, hey, let's postpone this till Friday. I've got to go get a mic, and so he had to do that, and then so Friday night, instead of doing my normal show, I'll have Brian on, and we'll be talking about enhanced lethality for Marines. We'll be talking about competition shooting. We'll be talking about all things guns. That's going to be on Kick, probably Rumble, and YouTube. And if we start playing with guns, I'll end the YouTube stream and send everybody over to the Kick or Rumble streams.
That sounds good.
So
sounds like a good plan.
I'm going to handle guns on those.
I do want to kind of wrap this up because I understand like I have like my window's closing a little bit.
Sure.
I'm going to probably do some debate prep for the next hour or so.
Yeah,
and I want you to kind of like say where they can find your channel at. And, by the way, if you guys are out there, please hit subscribe and like to Grid's portion of this as well, too. He was generous with his time. I know the man does not have gobs of time on his hands to like loan out for even things that he talks about, like his knowledge. The guy's a wealth of knowledge. When he does talk to me on stream, I feel like my dad's talking to me to some degree. So this is,
I get that a lot.
Enough to say this is a term of endearment, I would say. Can you please tell my chat where to find you, where they can subscribe to you, all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I'm easy to find. For the political stuff, debates, all of that, it's An Unreasonable Man. And for the gun stuff, it is Gun Prattle. And that's gunprattle.net is the website. You can go to the website. Merch is live. You can get cool hats like I have. We've got a bunch of cool stuff. Got more stuff coming. Just have to make it happen. And the Gun Prattle will be launching, I guess Friday will be the first episode. So it's going to be good. So,
sounds good. I like the whole new setup. I mean, I changed mine. I just changed the lighting to where it's not dark, brooding shadows everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have full lighting instead of just hiding in the darkness this time and just do a debate like this. I don't really care. But anyways, Grid, I appreciate your presence and your invaluable knowledge and your wealth of knowledge and your time on my stream. It doesn't it's never something that I just take for granted, for sure, Grid. I know that I've talked to you off stream and you've helped me out. You've actually saved my ass a few times when it came to like just advice, right? So that alone is
I try, man. I try.
No, you do, Grid. The humility, throw that out of the window. You know you do. Let's be honest here. You do. Anyways, this guy's trying to undo his own credit that I'm trying to offer him, ladies and gentlemen. So, anyways, moving forward, I appreciate your time, Grid. We're gonna wrap this up as I get ready to go do battle against this guy Counterpoints.
Yeah.
Which
I like Counterpoints. He's a weird dude.
He's adjacent to Destiny and his old crew. So I really have to, body this, stack bodies when it comes to this. So
yeah. Well, he's a shifty one. So
yeah, I've studied a little bit about this, and he'll revert to his army background and things like this.
He was Marine.
Yeah, he was a Marine. He'll revert to this, or he'll say, "Well, this is kind of boring to me. Let's kind of move on to this kind of rhetoric." And I'm just, that's not gonna. None of this is gonna work. I mean, I'm just gonna go right back to the argument. All this, he can be as shifty as he wants to be. Matter of fact, I implore it. So,
yeah, he's a special guy for sure.
Well, you know what? I wish this guy all the luck. Matter of fact, if anybody wants to wish me good luck, throw it to him. He's gonna need it. I'll just say that. So wish him all the luck. He'll need it. I have faith. I don't need luck. So anyways, I appreciate it.
I'm gonna go over and continue to test out my stuff. Make sure it's all proper. I'm getting the. I think I have it's not the autofocus. The ISO is changing. It keeps like going bright and dim and bright and dim. I don't know why I think it's just, I think I have the auto ISO too sensitive. It's very sensitive. But
I guess we're both, tech. I'm not tech savvy, but I love tech. And I don't want to say the word that I heard last night. Andrew Wilson heard the guy being referred to as a technophile, which I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
so I would never use that on me, but I'm into tech a lot. I'm pretty sure you are, especially when it comes to gear. And when I say gear, I don't mean steroids, but I mean like electronics and things like that. Anyways, all right, great, man. It's been real, man. I'll catch you later, man. I'm out of here. So,
all right, we'll catch you later. There will be more changes, and just tune in and figure it out. We'll see.
Yeah. Keep me posted, or I'll tune in. And everybody that subscribed to me, you should be subscribed to Grid too, and check out his content. He's got a gun prattle coming up, and that's going to be interesting. I'll be tuning in for sure, and show my support as well too. All right, Grid man.
All right, see ya. Take
care. Christ is God. Yep.
All right. All right. Well, I guess this kind of works, right? Freedom, what are you talking about? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. What laptop? I'm not on a laptop. I'm on PC. Yeah, Counterpoints, commie points. I don't think he's a communist, but he's definitely got some socialist in him for sure. Absolutely. 100%. What kind of PC that I got? I got a MSI Aegis, forget which one, Aegis Z2, I think, Aegis Z4, I have whatever it is. I got to get this, I got to get this auto lighting adjustment under control. I'll fix that tomorrow. No, he's agnostic, so he's here to argue about God. Yeah, I don't argue about God. There are other people that are much better at it than me. I like MSI, Brandon. I've had nothing but good luck. Republic of Gamers is also a good, off the shelf brand that you can buy relatively inexpensively that works really well and is kind of aimed towards streaming. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that'll get you. That'll get you some good stuff. Yeah, it's weird about my audio. My audio, I've been having trouble with the audio for a while, and I thought maybe it was just like an adjustment or something, or maybe something had just gotten old or something. I don't fucking know. But it seems to be what it was is the cable, because I run the mic through through a Stream Deck with XLR, and it seems like there was some signal degradation in the cable itself, and all I did was really change the cable, and it worked out pretty well. So, and it's crazy how loud it will get now. Like, it's ridiculous. And earlier it was like it was literally hearing my footsteps, or the mic was actually broadcasting my footsteps through my little studio here. Room, not really a room, it's a studio. So you can argue about politics. Okay. There are people that do that. There are a lot of people who argue about politics. So sorry, guys, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just I am checking a bunch of settings right now to figure things out. What's up, AL Wine? You will argue with me about best carry gun and why it's CZ. Okay, bet. Let me find you. Where I have Discord up? Yeah. I can't believe it. I don't have Mo Rebuttal on Discord. Hit me up on Discord, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. You'll be on later. I probably won't be. I mean, maybe I will. We'll see. Yeah, audio is like super important. I spend a lot of time getting my audio and my video right. I'm actually probably going to cam down in just a second, and I'll adjust my camera and then come back. And if it comes down to it, I may change the camera out. I don't want to change the camera out because that'll take some effort, and I don't really want to do that. But Mo, bro, hit me up on Discord, man. So I don't have you on Discord for some reason. What's up, Beth? How are you? Good to see you. CZ is not a good carry gun, by the way. Yeah, it's the autofocus, man. It's the autofocus. Yeah, hit me up. We'll see if I'm still on. I mean, I probably will be. Let me see if I can fix this camera deal. Just give me 1 second. Best carry is a nice 1911 from Kimber. Not really. I don't agree with that. Stand by. All right. Let us see if this is better. Yeah, that's better for now. Boom. It's still got that ISO breathing. We're going to have to fix that. Carry one for 10 years and going. P10C? P10C? Correct answer is HK. Not really. HK is not bad, though. I'm guessing P10C if you're carrying it all the time. Like I probably, because you seem cool, probably, P07 with the Omega trigger. No. The correct answer for a carry gun in CZ is P10C. I have a P09, which is a P07. I like it. It's a good competition gun. Yeah. Yeah, there's something going on with autofocus. I'll fix it. It might be, let me see. Might be a little. There we go. Maybe that'll do it. Hard to beat the DASA. I say I don't like double action guns at all. At all. Yeah, it's pretty legit. It's pretty cool. And the swords there beside them. Let me see if this works. Oh, wait, that's color temperature. Yeah, that might work better. Yeah, it's just the ISO keeps messing up. What is the shield about? It reads, take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. It's Ephesians 6:16 through 17. I'm a single action hammer fired for the most part, but I do also. I will set it to manual. I'm just not doing it now. Yeah, so I'm a single action. I like striker fire too. I like striker fire too. Give me a second. I want to try and adjust my camera. Give me one sec. Oh, wrong button. Bam. All right, let's see how I did. Of course, I need to actually see the video. There we go. Yeah, might have got it. Maybe not. It's all right. Still got the focus breathing. That's okay. Or ISO breathing. I'll get it. It's not let it's in video mode. It doesn't allow me to do that. The shield picture. What shield picture are you talking about? There's no shield picture. I have an HKP 30. I enjoyed carrying it for a long time. Yeah, I think that's better. Well, it was a good talk with Marte. I really enjoyed the conversation, especially revolving around um, all things youth related, I guess. Not a fan of striker fire guns. I thought I wouldn't like the DA on the first shot, but once I trained with it, I love it. I don't like hard safeties on my carry guns. Yeah, I do. I do. I don't like double action. I really don't like decockers that much, to be honest. I mean, I have a bunch, but I don't like them. And I mean, I got some really cool stuff. I do like the high powers, and the Springfield has their I forget what they're calling it, but it's basically a high power SA or something like that. SA 80, I think. Like metal frame, hammer fired, both auto loaders and revolvers. Yeah, that's okay. I carry currently, my current rotation consists of, yeah, I believe it is the SA 38. My current rotation is 2 guns. First is a version of 2011. I have a bunch right now. It is the Romulus 4.25 ported 2011 from Alpha Foxtrot. Love that gun. Super accurate. It's concealable, and it's a good gun. My favorite gun to carry, if I have to go deep concealment, or I just want to carry a lighter gun, is the SIG P365 Fuse. The Fuse is a great gun. The Fuse is great because for a couple of reasons. First, it holds 17 or 19 rounds. I think you can get a 21 round magazine for it. I really do not like the thought of not being not being able to shoot back for lack of bullets. Don't ever want that to be a problem for me. And I like the way it fits my hand. I like the fact that it has the small RMSC or RMS red dot on it. And I like I just like it. It's a good size. It's got a good size barrel. I used to carry a P365, just a standard P365. Also a great gun, very concealable, super accurate. Just, I like the Fuse better. I used to carry a SIG P320 X Carry, but currently all of the X Carry parts are in my X5 competition pistol. And so, I don't have the X Carry to carry right now. But I've carried a lot. I carry a lot. I mean, I rotate things through so much. Like, it's crazy. So, in general, I have a very good setup. So, and you put a red dot on your Canik. Yes, you do. So, one interesting thing about red dots, I'm going to give me 1 second. And just change the lighting one more time. See if that, nope, not, I'll fix it. Yeah, I don't like that. All right. I tell you, it's It's annoying. This ISO flare is just annoying me. It has to do with my hat. It's trying to focus on my face. Maybe that'll help. We'll see. But at any rate, yeah, I'll figure it out. You have one on your RXM, so much easier to pick up than irons. Yeah. Once you practice with a red dot, you will be faster with iron sights. 100%. I'm gonna fuck with the camera another minute. Give me 1 sec. I can't keep talking because I'll be too far away from the mic. Stand by. All right. Well, we'll see how this works out. I think I'm just going to end up having to reset my camera. For green dots, agreed. I like green dots. It's easier on your eyes. Co-witness irons on your red dot is a good backup and does help you get on target faster with just irons. Yeah, so I have a pistol with red dot and I have a pistol with irons. I practice with a pistol with red dot. I compete with a pistol with irons. Literally, the faster you are with the red dot, the faster you will be. You will be that much faster with the iron sights. What are you talking about? This guy is off of the rails. What is wrong with him? I don't know what slavery has to do with anything. Money, weapon, and hamburgers. I mean, I have had a hamburger recently. The land of the hypocritical happy slaves. Do you not live here? Are you a happy slave as well? Rather be free, but chooses to vote to be slaves. I think you probably vote to be slaves. That or you're a weird libertarian guy, which is fine. I know a lot of libertarians. Some of them are cool people. So you don't strike me as one, but I could be wrong. Anyway, definitely practicing with red dot makes you way faster. And there's no reason in the modern world to not have a red dot on your defensive pistol. Period. The batteries last forever. You can come up out of the surf with those things. They literally are the best they've ever been. So there's no reason for you not to do them. Good evening. How are you? And this was just a test stream to prove out the equipment. Obviously, I'm having issues, so that's annoying. Getting ready just to swap out the camera, to be honest with you. But we will see. We will see. Maybe not. Kind of annoyed with it right now, but we'll figure it out. The funny thing was, it wasn't doing this earlier at all. Actually, it was doing pretty much just like it is now, which is just being fine. I do really enjoy the new set. So whoever said that they like it, thank you very much. It, takes time, obviously, to get something like this worked out, but it's fine. What's up, Wicked Wally? How are you? It's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, my friend, Wicked Wally. How are you? While we're just doing a test stream, I tore the entire studio apart. I've now changed it. I'm having problem with the camera. Just messing around with the ISO. You watch me debate with Rob and others? Yeah, absolutely. You're a grandma. Okay, that's awesome. Oh, I remember seeing you. Try to support you guys. I appreciate the equipment and flag behind you. Camera looks good from here for us at home. Okay, at least. All right, cool. Cool. Don't ask me why Wicked Wally reminded me of this, but I wanted a part of that sci-fi debate stream where, yeah, right? I actually, we need to do the nerd. We need to do the nerd night again, guys. I want to cam down for just one more minute. I'm going to try and get this camera sorted. All right. Now let's see if it let's see if it resumes pissing me off just like it just did. Wasn't supposed to do that. That's all right. I'll just I'll fuck with it later. I've obviously jacked with some settings at some point. It's all set to auto, but it's not working. 7 of 9 all day. I don't disagree with that. An argument could be made for Deanna Troy. What's up, Kronos 420? What's up, my man? How are you? How is everyone tonight? Is everybody doing well tonight, except for the guy who's who's rambling on and on and on? Except for that guy. Is everybody else doing well? I'm fighting a sore throat. Obviously, kids this time of year, man. They bring home all the gifts, if you know what I mean. By the way, I encourage everyone to go over and check out my merch in my merch store. I don't have sweatshirts up yet. They're coming, but we've got hats and t-shirts and all that kind of thing. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. This is one of the hats here. Got them in a bunch of different colors, a couple of different styles, including the man card hat that literally everybody wants. Literally everybody wants a man card hat. Well, we listened. And we've got you. Yeah, we did. Where's it at? It was on here. This bears investigation. Is this a Delta MPC channel? It seems like that. I don't know what that is. They're trapped in the system they're born into. It's born, not borned. You're not a native English speaker, are you? They can't think outside the box, the system, that the critical thinking skills are removed. How many times have you seen The Matrix, sir? How many times? I'm guessing a lot. Are you you're probably one of those red pill guys? Delta MPC. That's very funny. It's very funny. One time. Allison, huh? I mean, that may be true. I probably do need some. I mean, you know, it's one of those things with kids, man. I just noticed that It's not even that I get sick more often. It's that I get a little tiny bit sick. It'll stick with me for like a day or two, and I get over it, and then bam, the kids bring in something else. And I get a tiny bit sick again. It's odd. It's odd. So let's check this out. All right. Well, I'm interested in how many people here. Just you can throw a one in the chat. One in the chat if you carry a gun regularly, concealed in your purse, in your man bag, whatever. I'm just curious how many carry a handgun for personal defense regularly. You don't go without it? Yeah, that's me, man. So it seems like a fair number of people. Yeah. Feels like a good number of people. What's all the testing? I just can't leave well enough alone. I just can't leave well enough alone. Now, obviously, you know, I think that there's I honestly believe that you should, at all times, as a grown ass man or woman, you should be armed. Let me see if this works. Oh no, I can just do it like this. Was it wrong spelling in the word borned? Yes, that is. English is not your main language. I could have guessed that, but I do my best to spell the words as good as well as you can. But sometimes a little wrong spelling occurs. Okay, what is your native language, sir? What is your native language? I already knew that it wasn't your native language. So there is the Man Card hat now available at a very reasonable price in my merch store. Look at that. That's a winner. They come in other you can get them in black, of course. Get them in gray, of course. You know. So go get you one. It's a cool hat. Or you can get one of these. This one's cool. This hat's cool too. This hat is cool too. What was that guy's language? Not really sure. The hat that I'm wearing right now. Look at that. That is good looking. That's a good looking hat. Anyway, I had a racing team. I still have cars. I had a racing team. I spent my entire life in racing, more or less. Not my entire life. Most of my adult life. Most of my adult life. This camera's never been this bad. I'm going to have to figure out what I did. Or I'll switch cameras. It's easy. Not a problem. Not a problem. But I'll figure this out for sure. Is everybody just responding really slow tonight, or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Your father had a racing team, dirt bikers, motocross, and desert racers, some hill climbs in the 60s and 70s. That's cool. Also owned a Honda bike shop in Reno. I've been to Reno. I actually lived in Reno for a while. I like Reno a lot, actually. One of my good friends, his dad owned a motorcycle shop in Georgia. Really like that guy too. That guy's a cool dude. Like that guy a lot. Hey, what's up, Emmett? How are you? I need to send you that music now that I'm in the right computer. Let us send some musics. Discord. Do. The problem is I got to remember which one it is. I think it's this one. Let me see. Yeah, Emmett's a good song. Let me see if I can remember what song it is. I think it's this one. Yep, that one. Oh man. So Rob Reiner's kid. How do you not see that coming? And then Trump comes out and says, well, maybe you shouldn't have been talking shit about me for the past year. Pardon me. Right? And then everybody's like, oh, Trump is being a meanie again. So, so what? So what? Rob Reiner made it his job to talk shit about Trump. I got to be honest with you. I don't necessarily believe in this idea that I don't believe in this idea that just because someone passes away, we should never speak ill of or speak of their ill deeds and the legacy they left behind. You know, like I'm not sure. I think I don't know that I have a problem with what Trump did or what he said. You know? And it is definitely not the same as Charlie. Right? Reiner wasn't assassinated. Him and his wife were murdered by their child who was on SSRIs, probably because of his dad, I guess. I don't know. What do I know? Rob Reiner literally talks so much shit about Trump. I'm surprised Trump went so easy on him, to be honest. And then we got this thing in Bondi Beach, Australia. How'd they not see that coming? You take away all the guns from everybody, you're perfectly safe. Wrong, 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 wrong. The character he played in Archie Bunker was his real outlook. Probably true. That's probably true. That's probably really true. Does he really? I didn't know that about Stephen King. I mean, it checks out. I'm not saying you're lying. It checks out for sure. A lot of stuff going on out there. And this Brown University shooting, how do you not see that coming? Once again, a place where you cannot, a peaceful, law-abiding citizen cannot carry a firearm. Makes you safe, right? Makes you safe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Meathead was supposed to be the hero of the show. I never read that. That is hilarious. Archie Bunker put Meathead on the carpet every single show that he was on. See the Brown Whisper video? No, I did not. And now you've got Candace Owens and Erica Kirk supposedly having talked it out now. I haven't seen anything about that. Well, Wicked Wally, I believe in your state, isn't Brown in your state of Massachusetts? And isn't it that you cannot carry a gun there, especially not on a school campus? Isn't that the case? I don't know Massachusetts gun laws. It doesn't matter what Carroll O'Connor wanted. That character will live forever as the premium example. Okay. You watched Candace today. She was honest with TPUSA and is holding her positions. Okay. Yeah, I think they're all. I don't. Brown is in Rhode Island. I thought Brown was in Massachusetts, right down from Boston, in Harvard. I thought Harvard and Brown were like across the street from each other, but maybe I'm wrong. I've actually been to Brown. I guess it was in Rhode Island. Now that I actually think about it for 2 minutes, I've been there. Weird place. A lot of mentally disturbed individuals there, by the way. While we were there, while I was touring Brown with my son and my wife, I kid you not, there was a dude accosting just a student walking down the street. There was a guy accosting him and was like going to kick his ass. They ended up calling the cops. They're hiding something, of course. It is a highly regulated state for sure. Of course, with today's college students, a lot of them are defenseless, pussified. Sent me a message on the Discord. Well, brother, I will check it out. Heck yeah. Throwing you a link right now and enter. And there you go, sir. Come on up. We'll talk. Brainwashed? Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, we can talk guns for 15 minutes. My new channel, Gun Prattle. If you haven't seen the ad for it, I will play that now while Mo is getting his shit together and getting up here. And even if he does get up here, we're still going to play it. It's just the way I'm going to roll. And you don't have to like it. You don't. But this is what's going to happen. My name is Don Walker, and this is my new channel. I've been a competitor most of my life. Auto racing, bicycles, basically anything you could go fast and do something cool with. 2010, I got into competitive shooting, and man, I never looked back. 2015, I retired. I traded race cars for race guns. I started doing YouTube a couple of years ago. I have a political channel. I do mostly debates, political and social commentary. Talk a lot about how young men need help in this country. How young women can be better than they are today. This new channel is not about that. This new channel is about competition. It's about shooting. It's about learning to be safe with firearms. It's about learning about firearms, period. On my show, we often have people on and we'll start talking guns, and I could spend the whole show doing it. They call it Gun Prattle. My entire chat laughs about it. because they know once I start, it's really hard to stop. Well, I've decided to dive headlong into it. I've decided to own it. And so here's my new channel, Gun Prattle. I hope you enjoy it. I know I'm going to enjoy doing it. Y'all have a good evening. And there we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me make the case for CZ.
Oh, here we go.
All
Here we
right.
go.
Okay. Let me make the case for CZ. Now, obviously, this is all subjective, right? I
Sure.
mean, every guy's gonna have his own opinion. But if you find yourself, you're a guy, and you're looking for a carry platform,
Mhm.
and you don't like striker fire, you want something with single action, but you also don't like a lot of external safeties. And you are an appendix carry. That's important. I can't recommend CZ enough. There's a lot of other benefits too, like the barrel is set inside the frame lower, so it helps with recoil, lines up with your arm. The benefit of having a hammer fire gun is when you're an appendix carry, when most accidents happen on reholstering. So when you reholster, you can put your thumb on the back of that hammer and you can slide it in. And if anything gets caught or anything, it's just an extra safety measure, right? Makes you feel a little more warm and fuzzy inside. I know guys run striker fire and they never have issues with it, but it's still just one of those things, right? Especially like Glock platforms, things like that, that don't have an external safety. And it's just, it is what it is, right? If you pull the trigger, it's gone. So that's my case for CZ. Plus, man, that like the double action, I get the double action. I don't like only double action pistols, but if you train that first pull, it's like having an extra layer of safety. It's not that bad, and honestly, I hit really well with it now. And that follow up shot is super smooth. That single action is amazing.
Yeah. So I don't particularly care. So I like CZ in concept, but CZs are really fragile guns if you put a lot of rounds through them. And
which model are you talking about? Because like the PO7 is, man, the PO7 has been pressure tested and torture tested multiple times. And
I mean, the CZ75s are supposedly, are better than the PO7. However, brother, I mean, and maybe we just have a different idea of a high round count, right? Or a, extreme use or whatever. But I don't know anybody that shoots competitively with a CZ that doesn't have a spare CZ.
So you're talking about the shadow platforms, all that, like
CZ well, CZ75, right?
Oh, CZ75, okay.
Yeah, and I actually have a CZ P09 and I have a CZ P10C. I might have some other CZs, but those are the two that I'm most likely to pick up. And I'm going to be honest, while I like them, they're not my favorite guns. If you want something so first of all, recoil is not really relevant in a defensive handgun. And we see that because like I use a 365 fuse now, and I was shooting a standard P365, and I never had a problem with recoil and getting two on target and qualifying with it or anything like that. So I don't particularly care for striker fire guns because of the trigger.
Same.
And and I don't like, in general, I don't like double action guns at all. I just don't. Now I have a bunch, so it's kind of like I say I don't like them, but I mean, for this specific job of carry every single day that I can leave in loaded cocked and locked position for months at a time. So for me, my current now it's a rotation, brother. I'm telling you, I change guns like women change purses.
Yeah, so I think that's also too where it's a bit of a different philosophy. Like myself, don't get me wrong, I love guns and I can, geek out over them, and I love fancy guns and I love, shooting them and all that stuff. But for me, I do see from a practical standpoint, just everyday life. I see like my carry gun as a workhorse. It's just kind of it's tool, right? And
Sure.
everything that I've seen from I can say the CZP07 specifically, that model. It's from everything that I've seen, it's solid.
Yeah, I
As
mean,
far as
I
like
think that
competition goes,
yeah,
like
that's not. It's just not what I would. For the volume that I shoot, I just wouldn't. It's not a gun I would like. Like I don't carry. Well, I did carry a PTNC for a long time, and I still carry it occasionally. It's in the it's out of the rotation right now just because I have the Sig.
Another thing to mention too about CZ is they recently came out with, I think it was a PO9.
I have a PO9.
It's supposed to be the one that is it's supposed to be the one that's the newer version of PO7, right? It's like
well,
so
I have a
I did
PO9.
I did hear and see actually those are having a lot of problems, and that was very disappointing because the PO7 from what I've seen has been rock solid.
So here's a problem with the CZs, and this is something they can't get away from. It's just going to happen because of the low bore axis. The amount of pressure, amount of impact that's on the slide stop, they'll break, and they also have problems with ejectors breaking or extractors. So. Both of those are problems, and not big problems. I mean, it's not like it's hard to fix, but you know, if you are shooting and it matters and it breaks, it's a problem. And I've seen them break, which is, you know, but so I like the P10C. It's a great gun. I think it's vastly superior to the Glock. And I think that for most people will shoot it better than a Glock. I like, for a double action, if I were going to go double action, and I got a few to choose from. So I like the HK P30. The problem is I don't like the mag catch because it's got that funky Euro trigger guard mag.
Oh yeah, it's like that. I understand.
Like a Walther.
I don't like those either. Yeah,
I don't like that.
Weird.
It's a little bit outside my manual of arms, so I don't.
Yeah. To go from just a standard to that, it's kind of weird.
But so for I don't know that I don't have in rotation a double action pistol at all. Now I carry either a version of a 2011, which currently is an Alpha Foxtrot Romulus 4 1/4 with a ported barrel, because that is the same pistol I shoot in competition. I've got like five 2011s, and they all shoot basically the same. The manual at arms is the same. In the dark, in the surf, if my hand touches that gun, I know what to do with it. Like that. Like it's beyond ingrained manual of arms.
Let me ask you this.
I don't even think about the safety. I don't even think about and I have a clip. Let me see. I'll play a clip and stand by. I'll find. Keep talking. While I find this clip. I have it.
Well, I'll have a question for you, but I'll watch the clip first.
All right.
I'm curious your take on it.
Yeah. All right. By the way, Chronos said Chronos 420. I actually still do carry when it's in its X carry configuration. I still appendix carry a Sig P20 X carry. No problem.
Brave man.
Nah. I know how to put it back in the holster without.
Right. I have one in my safe. Nice.
That was a reload.
Very smooth.
Thank you. That was a really
you've done that a few times, I imagine.
Yes. And so this is what, you know, I show this because when I say something about a manual of arms or something, it's because I just do it so much. Like I don't even think about it. Like I don't have to, I don't have the extra space in my head to do it wrong because it's filled with doing it the same way every single time. And
That's a good point. In fact, I would probably struggle going away from double action, single action now since I'm so used to using it.
Yeah.
Because at first shot, I'm expecting that extra long
Mhm.
draw.
yeah.
Here's a question though for you.
Yeah.
What's your ammo that you like to carry?
What I carry?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I right now I'm carrying a Norma tactical hollow point. It's
Mhm.
a little on the pricey side, but they will fuck you up.
Yeah. I went around and around with different carry, and then I found some ammo watching this channel, Military Arms channel. He did a review
Yeah.
on ammo. It's called Underwood Ammo.
Uh-huh.
So I'm a 9mm guy.
Yeah.
What they do is they take the standard 9mm and the pill, they drop it down to 60 grams, and then they soup it up. So it's essentially almost like turning it into like a 5.56, what 5.56 is, souped up 22. That's all a 5.56 is, and then that sucker gets upwards of over 1,800 feet per second, and so it'll penetrate certain levels of body armor. It'll definitely defeat glass. The crazy thing though is, first thought is, okay, well, what about over penetration? The way they designed the bullet, and they've done ballistic testing on this, it actually doesn't over penetrate. It's the wildest thing.
So when I was a younger man and I did a bunch of just weird shit with guns, I had like a 3-inch barrel 9mm gun. It was basically a pocket pistol. It was an Astra A70. It was a great little gun, all steel, heavy as fuck, and you could actually shoot it. And so I actually had a load that was a 147 grain bullet, but it was supersonic. So it was like 1,100 feet per second, 1145, something like that. And it would just like milk jugs full of water just were vapor, like gone. It was just so fast and so much weight. And so there are two schools of thought. And that is a light bullet traveling really fast that'll penetrate the body armor, or a heavy bullet traveling really fast that will literally knock you off your ass and break ribs. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care if you're wearing body armor. It doesn't care if you have a padded jacket. It doesn't care. Even if it,
right. The kinetic energy is just so great.
The kinetic energy is just so much. And, it's like I'm not advocating for this, but the crazy Russians have, they have a training video out there where they're shooting people with similar rounds with, in their body armor as part of their training. And these guys are huge fucking guys, and they take 2 rounds to the chest and the body and the plate, and it puts them on their ass. Now it's a 9mm. It's not going through the plate. It's just not. But it puts them straight down on their ass. Like they're hurt. Like they probably don't have a broken rib, but they're hurt. And I'm kind of go the other way, right? I want that kinetic energy. I want to put them down. So I really don't mess with anything under 147 grains.
Oh, okay.
And I really want something fast. So yeah, Russians are insane. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was the craziest thing ever to watch, man. I was watching this video and I realized they were, because at first I thought it was like a movie or something, but no, it's an actual training video where these dumbasses shoot each other with live ammo in their body armor. God help us all.
Gotta find some kind of way to pass the time over there, right?
I guess with enough vodka, man.
Yeah, enough vodka, anything's possible.
But yeah, so but I honestly, in America, at least for the most part, even if somebody's wearing body armor, just shooting at people is enough. Like it's going to be difficult to find somebody in America that if you throw a round at them, period, they're gonna not run the fuck away. And there was a guy, and I was reading about this a couple of years ago, and he was a 1911 guy, and I mean straight 1911, right? Like
Mm.
45 8-round mags, that kind of dumb shit. And I guess he had like some falling out with somebody, and there was an issue. People didn't like each other. I don't know. And this guy tries to break into his house, and he gets the door shut, and he shoots the guy or shoots at the guy, empties a mag, reloads, empties another mag. I think he hit the guy once or twice, and the guy tried to steal his car. Like he like stumbled out and tried to steal the car. And I'm like, this is somebody that's like, you know, carries this gun all the time, has 100% faith in it, and you know, did not stop the guy. The guy did not care that he was shooting at him, which is that should be concerning, right?
Yeah.
Like
Well, that's pretty, from what I understand, that's pretty common in encounters like that, right? Like all their drilling spikes, and
could be.
you're just in range, and at the end of the day, I think people who also don't shoot guns regularly, when you first get into shooting guns, it's actually hard to shoot a pistol. Like it can be hard to shoot a pistol because
It is.
it's not like a rifle where you have like extra grips. You know, you got the long barrel. It's not like a shotgun. There's a host of other things that are easier to pick up than a pistol.
So
at least
in
effectively.
in competitive shooting, like I do not practice rifle at all. Like I zero the rifle. I'll do some manual at arms stuff, but beyond that, I don't practice rifle. The rifle is a part of me. I can hit. I mean, I'm decent with a rifle.
Yeah.
And shotgun, I never fucking practice shotgun, dude. Like, no.
Yeah, shotguns, I don't really
like,
practice with mine either, but I tell you, every time I take it out and I need to use it or hit something, I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
Usually
Yeah, it's like no, I'm talking
yeah.
about, and I'm talking about from like a competition standpoint where
From competition,
we're
right.
hitting where we're hitting small plates, or we're hitting, slug targets far away, small slug targets far away. I just don't practice it because it's a long gun and I know how to use it and I know what I'm doing. So who cares? And
Those shotguns for competitive too, they get kind of crazy. They got those long tubes that extend past the barrel.
Yeah.
It's funny looking.
Dude, you guys see my so my open shotgun is mag fed. I got these like crazy long mags.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen some of those. Those are cool.
12 gauge, just like, and dude, it's so fast. It's like so amazingly fast. But pistol, I shoot. So like right now, I'm getting ready for next season to compete. I shoot 3 to 4 times a week. Every day I shoot 200 rounds of pistol.
Nice.
Every single time. And I will dry fire every day. And I work out of the holster. I'm bringing the gun up. I'm finding the dot. I'm finding the iron sights, whatever. My practice consists usually of dot drills. And I'm not kidding you. I start with dots on paper. This is like an 1.5 inch, 2-inch dot at 7 yards. And I'll load 6 in the mag, and I will put I will sit there and shoot those targets until I can put all 6 in the dozen dots on the paper. So put 6 in this one, 6 in this one, 6 in this one. And so it's dedication, man. And I'm not even good. Like I'm not saying I'm good. I just but this is how I practice. And then I'll go back to 10 yards with a 3-inch dot. Same gig. You want to put all 6 rounds in that dot. And because we'll shoot. Now I've shot my pistol out to about 80 yards, which that's a spicy pistol shot.
Yeah.
That's a spicy.
That's pistol. Getting out probably anywhere past like 50. It's really dicey.
Yeah, 50. So 50. 50 yards isn't that hard. So 50 yards,
right.
Like an 8 or 10-inch plate, that's not a problem. 80 yards on a IPSC target, which is basically a man-sized target, is hard. I don't care who you are. don't care how much you practice, it's hard.
Hmm.
And so it's it's rough, man. So that's why, I mean, I do that. I mean, right now, like literally, tomorrow I'll get up and I'll go to well, I got to go get the oil changed in my wife's car, but then I'll go to the range. I'll spend 2 hours and shoot 200 rounds of pistol, at least, maybe more.
Was that the range you were just showing right there?
No, that was at the Glock store in Nashville. That was actually
okay.
at my event that we had in Nashville in support of DebateCon. On Monday, we went to I did a range day for everyone.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't mind going to maybe next year's DebateCon. I'm actually not too far from Nashville. If they do,
I don't
there
know if it'll
again.
be in Nashville next year. I mean, I would
Oh,
like it
yeah.
to be. Yeah. But you're
Mhm.
welcome to come to Nashville anytime.
Yeah, I'm over. I'm over on the east side of Tennessee.
Oh, are you really? You're in
Mhm.
Knoxville area? I shoot a match over at Orsa all the time.
I'm about an hour out east
So
of
you're like
Knoxville.
Morristown or
Yeah.
I know where that is. So there is a monthly match at Orsa, Oak Ridge Sportsmen's Association. It's a 3-gun match. I believe it's the 3rd Saturday of the month.
Okay.
Yeah, you should. I mean, so I've got on my website, I've got I have actually my schedule of events that I'm going to go to. And so you can actually go and go shoot a match with me. And then in Spencer,
Okay,
Tennessee,
cool.
if you know where Fall Creek Falls is, right
don't
down
know
the
where
road
that's
is
at.
Spencer, Tennessee, and there's and
Okay.
I shoot the Dead Zero monthly match almost all the time. And I'm actually shooting a night match, using white lights, rifle pistol match in February.
Okay. Yeah, I'm relatively
California.
new to Tennessee. I haven't been here very long, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'll check that out and see what I can do if I have time. We're dealing with a lot of newborn and kid stuff over here, but things are starting to settle down for me, and I'll
Yeah.
have more time to do fun stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, man, because so for like most of the matches start around 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and they go to about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So, you know, it's it's not hard. But
Sounds
it's not
fun.
easy.
I actually have some plates and stuff that I have in the backwoods. I have like a little range that I set up, so it'd be cool to get practice, like learn the format and practice and see how much quicker I can get with it.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
you
once
when
you
you go and
start,
train daily like that, do you move or do you practice the actual movements?
No, I just so I'm with pistol, moving with the pistol is like super easy.
Hmm.
For me, for a lot of people, moving with a pistol is really, really hard because I mean, there's many reasons, but the biggest reason it's hard usually is because they're not used to, their muzzle awareness just isn't where it needs to be.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
So they'll flag themselves. They'll do all kinds of stupid shit with a pistol. So
I've seen some stupid shit with guns. Yeah, flag yourself and stuff. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
So when you're doing the easiest way I can express it is when you're competing with a pistol, for me, the most important thing is accuracy, because it doesn't matter how good you think you are. Pistol is the most perishable of all the shooting disciplines. If I don't shoot for 2 or 3 weeks, it shows in my pistol. And especially on the clock, under pressure, trying to hit small targets. And I mean, you may be 10 or 15 yards away from a set of targets that go from 4-inch square steel to 2-inch square steel. And having to hit that with a pistol. And so you might, one might be 4 or 6 inches, the next one might be 3 inches square, the next one might be 2 or 2.5 inches square, whatever. So, and they're all going to be at least 7 yards away. So, how fast you can do it and how accurate you can be with it is the key component.
Yeah,
So-
how good your trigger discipline is of not moving the
Yeah.
gun all without. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot in play there, and I
There's-
can relate to that too, actually, because I've had at my place even I've gone long periods of time for different reasons where I just haven't really got to practice, and then I go out there and it's quite humbling when you draw down on something that you've knocked out of the park multiple times and you pull the trigger and you don't hear the ding.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah,
And or you may have a really hard. So one of the just recently, one of the state, and let me see if I can find some video of it. I'll see if I can. Because one of the interesting things one of the things I find interesting is how many people think that it's like super easy and anybody can do it, and
yeah. Well,
it's
they
like-
watch movies, man. They watch the movies, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
like a random person picks up a pistol and they shoot someone else's gun out of their hand or some nonsense.
yeah.
Yeah.
And and you're looking at we're always looking for this like this idea that it's not a hard shot, but what makes it hard is you have to go really fast.
Mhm.
And so let me this is this guy's kind of highlight reel. This is one of my friends. Let me actually move this. This is and he's actually one of the match directors for the match that I used to run. I used to be the match director here. And so let me grab this. I'll show this. Clover, it's not actually this is just a test stream to test my equipment, and it turned into like an actual stream where we're hanging out, having fun, having a good
Talking manly shit.
time. Yeah, having all the good times. And let me scroll down here. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna hide us, or you'll just be in the back. I can still
Okay.
hear you though. You'll just be right there. So, and I'm just gonna hit play.
Holy shit. That first line he did was real smooth until he got
Yeah.
further out. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Left to right.
Far to near. Right to left.
Far to near. That's me. I do far to near too. 420 yards.
Really? Moving.
Moving.
20-mile-an-hour wind. That's a lot.
Yeah.
For 5.56, 420 yards.
Moving.
Moving. Cut! 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 Cut!
So I actually do. This is a know your limits plate rack, and it starts with a 1-inch target and goes all the way to like a 4-inch or 6-inch.
Cut! 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 Cut!
Going back. Right target.
Dumb to quit. He's not holding enough wind.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of wind to shoot in at that range.
Yeah.
Looks like that was
All right,
just over.
we'll move on to the next one. That's a flying
That's
clay.
pretty cool. Oh, that's really cool. I like that.
Whoops. Ah, come on.
It's a video. Video, Clover Tack. This is actually on YouTube. I'm restreaming a video from YouTube.
My worst rifle shooting all year.
Yeah, he literally says that.
Yeah.
All right, so then I don't know why he couldn't do his. All right, we'll go back. Hit the button. Where's my button? There we go. Yeah.
Cool
so
stuff.
yeah, that's actually on YouTube. It's a video. I'm streaming a YouTube video.
Yeah, it's seems the YouTube, because I remember at one time YouTube got batshit crazy. when
Oh,
it came to
YouTube
gun
can be
stuff.
really weird about it. Like,
Yeah, it seems like they've kind of laxed up maybe a little bit, because I'm starting to see more like gun content recently.
well, you just have to play in the rules.
Mhm. Got it.
So, but anyway, so that's kind of that's at Dead Zero. That's kind of what we do there, and they have 100% not laxed up.
Oh, yeah.
CloverTack's working on them though. CloverTack is our lobbyist.
Okay, cool. Well,
He's
good
the
to
guy.
know, because I just remember there was some rule they changed where, because there was a bunch of videos, like educational videos on people
Mhm.
talking about guns and just how to like clean them and stuff like that, and they got to the point where they didn't even want you taking the upper off of an AR, because that was gonna somehow, show people how to make an AR, and then that was gonna
You can't do
they're
anything
gonna-
live. The problem that they
Yeah.
really have is live.
Hmm.
$5 came in from Fuck It Button. This is not real. There's no on-air sign.
It's all
there.
Photoshop. It's a psyop. It's a psyop.
It's a psyop. It is
Yeah.
not a psyop. I just happen to be blocking the on-air sign at the moment. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, I'm gonna head out, man. It was good chatting. But
yeah, man, absolutely.
I'll catch you next time. And
Yeah, I'm gonna send CloverTack the link. Because if I don't,
Sounds
he'll
good.
just pester me. So
all right,
but,
all
yeah,
right.
man,
Take care.
thanks for
Later.
coming on, man. All right, that was our friend Mo Rebuttal. That policy change was all you. I know. Yeah, it'd be really. I mean, I'm positive that that YouTube would take my video down for showing a YouTube video, but not this time. I gave you the sign. The sign's right here. On air, buddy. Right there. I just happen to be sitting in front of it today. That's all. Fixed the whole gun cleaning, maintenance, repair thing. That policy change was all me. That's good, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was
How have you been?
4 or 5 years ago. I've been busy.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, last few days been busy. I got so much I need to do, and you've got me kind of in the mode of with all your gun prattle shit. You kind of got me in the mode of thinking about the channel, and I've got a consultation with with somebody tomorrow, and we're going to talk about maybe hiring an editor and which direction to kind of go with content and some other things.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I think I'm going to go with your idea because I've done that before.
Mhm.
I think I'm going to go with your idea in 26. I've got a podcast tomorrow, and then except for just one-offs, I won't have anything until we get back from shot. So I'll have a
Mhm.
break. That's going to allow me time to hopefully get other content in order and knock out some backlog, you know.
Okay.
But then when it kicks back off, I think I'm going to run like 30 minutes of bullshit, record the podcast, 30 minutes of and go about an hour. That's usually what I do because that just seems to work better in the audio world. And then run about 30 minutes of bullshit afterward. And then completely nerf nix that once it's the live's gone. And obviously once I've downloaded it, but I'll go unlisted until then, and then download it, and then put the obviously extract the podcast we recorded and put that up in the audio world, and then turn around and put that up as its own video. Yeah, you got all wonky with the focus.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
What did
been
you-
a little weird tonight.
What
I
you
did
do?
something with the camera settings, and
There
it
it went.
just yeah. I've done something with the camera settings, and I got to figure it out now. So earlier the face tracking wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
don't. It's just been weird tonight. That's all right. So yeah, I mean, so I have Brian Nelson coming on Friday. He was supposed to be on tonight. That's why I was testing everything early.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He feels like his mic sucks, and so he's like, hey, or maybe he broke his mic, or maybe he thought it. He thought it was fine, and then he tried it, and it didn't.
Are you going to have somebody edit when you pull out the podcast, the audio podcast portion, or are you
Yeah,
doing that?
that's so. I'm on the fence about this because I think that it depends on how the show goes. So Brian, I don't know if you know who Brian Nelson is, but
I'm familiar. Yeah.
so his parent or his dad is the one who does practice score, which basically everybody uses now for all matches of any kind. They do both score, they do all kinds of things, and Brian has helped the U.S. Marines enhance lethality through a couple of different companies. And at the end of the day, he and I think the show's going to be I think we're going to get 2 hours of massively awesome content. And so what I'll probably do is I'll probably break it up into 2 or 3 shows. It'll be part 1, part 2, and part 3. And it'll be that way because I won't have any video to go with it. I won't have any, there won't be anything to
I would be hesitant of running anything more than about an hour. And the reason I say that is, can you pull it off? Yeah, you can pull it off, but only in two ways, in my opinion. Number one, you got to be fucking Joe Rogan. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then number two, even Joe Rogan is this way. The format has to be more of a bullshit session. So the podcast and the things I know, which are good, they got a lot of people that listen and follow, but all they do is just bullshit for 2-3 hours and whatever, right? There's no interview format, one guest, on topic, going down the rabbit hole type thing.
So the biggest gun podcast that I'm aware of was the 3 Gun Show. And the 3 Gun Show, and I talked to I talked to him about it several times. Dave Hartman. I talked to him about it several times, and I listened to him talk about the show a bunch. I listened to the show, and his preferred format was about an hour and a half long show. But you would get some people on there that are just so interesting, and so they have so much to say and so much good, valuable content that it ended up being a 2 to 2.5 hour show. And he would like the whole time he'd be like, "Oh, this show's going so long, but it's so good, I can't stop now." And he never did break it up. So those he would publish as the audio podcast, he would publish in its entirety. And
Yeah.
if people listened to it, they listened to it, and if they didn't, they didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking more for the video set portion of the podcast, right?
Yeah.
For most people, I think listening to two people just talk back and forth it's very hard for most people to just sit and listen to them talk.
For the video people?
Video, yeah,
Okay. It's like the audio podcast world, that's what they fucking do. That's why
yeah. That's
why
yeah.
I've said forever, like your monologues and the stuff that you do are fucking
Yeah.
audio podcast gold, man.
Right.
Gold.
And so yeah,
The
so for the
people
audio
over here,
podcast-
let me back that up. The fuckers over here, they don't have the attention span. And I'm not talking necessarily about the folks
Right,
that's in the chat right now. Just YouTube viewers in general don't have the fucking
Right.
attention span is their problem. So they got to have shiny trinkets on the screen and bullshit. Like they
Sure.
can't be a part of a conversation.
Yeah, and so in my original idea was I do the podcast, I download the sound or audio portion in its entirety, and I post that to Spotify, iTunes, where the fuck.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If so you're talking about, oh, you've got a good guest and you're really going down some rabbit holes and it's excellent conversation for 2 hours
Yeah.
or whatever. Here's the
Right.
thing though. That's excellent conversation for 2 hours. That's a much different situation than trudging along. So if you
Right.
have that situation, that it's flowing really well and you can
Yeah.
easily run it out an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever. Like that's not a problem.
Yeah,
But
And
that's
see,
not going to be, I'm going to tell you right now.
no, it's not
because
going to be
I've got-
everybody.
I've
right?
got
It's not gonna be-
thousands of podcasts under my belt. Like that is a very small portion
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, and I was listening to a lot of Dave Hart. So one of the things, I listen to all of Dave's stuff, and I don't understand why he. I mean, I think he kind of did himself in, to be honest, because he started doing, expanding it to all the shooting sports, and he changed the name of it. And I think that when you have a brand that's been around for 5 or 6 years, and you go and you change the brand name, that's a rough thing to do. And anyway,
Yeah,
But-
depending on how you go about it. But yeah,
sure. But at any rate, my thought right now is for the video, especially if there's like game day footage from events, if we're looking at clips from stages, if we're breaking down stages, whatever the content is, that'll determine how much I cut it down. Because like I've noticed that even like Ben Stager does, like, he doesn't do anything longer than 15 or 20 minutes. And then he'll just break it. He'll break it down and then he moves on. And I think that that's the most effective thing. And I think that that's kind of where I'm going to go with it.
Well,
yeah.
you got to play around with it. I've changed formats and back and forth. I've done so much stuff over the years,
Mhm.
just have to-
The thing
have to
is
play with
I
it.
think that
things change, right? That's
Mhm.
that's the other thing is you can find something that works, but that doesn't mean it's going to work forever. And so
it 100% doesn't mean it's
that's
going to
one
work
thing
forever.
with being a content creator that you've got to keep in mind.
Yeah, it's going to
You
be
can't get-
flexible, right?
you can't get stuck in a rut. You've got to be willing to learn and grow and evolve and mix it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes just to fucking do it to see, right? Because you can sit there, and I've done this before. You sit there and you think you're doing okay. And then somebody has an idea and you're like, hey, yeah, I think I might run with that. I'm gonna throw it at the wall, see if it sticks, And you're like, holy shit, that did way better than I expected it to do.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, so I think that so with like Brian, and I don't know that he may have video clips from like the World Shoot or something that he wants to throw out there, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. one way or the other. But whatever it is, I think Brian and I are going to probably talk for at least 2 hours, and it's going to be awesome.
Well,
And
a
then-
couple things. Number one, you're getting back to the clip thing real quick,
Mhm.
because that can be a sticking thing with policy now. All they're going to do is kill the live stream, but so there's really no punishment other than that. But here's the thing: you are set up to where if they kill the live stream side, you can continue without the live audience and finish out the podcast episode, right? Okay, it's being recorded.
Yeah, and so I'm.
Well, I've had that before where I'd be talking to them and they would pick a gun up. It's only happened a couple times, because I told them, but they forgot,
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with industry people or people that are not creators, and that's a very handy thing to have because you can just continue on. My advice with that, what you did tonight with running, I would run and actually keep the player window up on the video as well. That way it was blatantly obvious. I would not full screen it or anything. That way it's blatantly obvious you're playing a video. Because the robot, the AI, the algorithm, the Terminator that picks up on all that shit, like it doesn't distinguish. I've seen it over and over and over. As a matter of fact, I had it happen to me because I had some shooting stuff in an intro, and it like 3 minutes into the podcast, I'm like, what the fuck? They killed the stream. And it was the intro. I had to cut that out.
Well, that's interesting. I have so I have I haven't heard that recently. I know that like I mean I've played a lot of clips full screen and they haven't nuked it yet. I mean that doesn't mean that they won't. But,
yeah, well, I hear that
but
all the
it's
time.
really blatantly obvious too that it's video. Like it's really blatant. Like
I hear it all the time, and it's not a problem until it is. That's what I'm telling you. So,
but I'll be streaming. So I'm co-streaming to Kick and Rumble at the same time. So it'll be even if the one stream goes down, the others will. Well, pardon me.
They can jump over there. Yeah.
But
and the biggest thing is for me anyway, the biggest thing is making sure it's recorded. That way it can go into the audio world, because that's even though I'm going to change things up, kind of similar to what you got planned. I don't see putting out an hour-long podcast as a video. Well, on YouTube you can actually flag it, tag it as a podcast, but still I don't see them going anywhere because they're going to be too long. Whereas in the audio world, I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I don't know. I'm interested to find out, because on the one hand, I really want YouTube for the audience. I just don't think there's enough audience on Kick. I don't think there's enough audience on Rumble.
Yep.
I think the main audience is going to be here on YouTube.
Agreed.
And I really believe that live is going to be the wave of the.
It gives you that interaction. So that here's the thing I found with having it live, and even if you do just live with channel members or something, I mean that's better than the alternative than nothing. But with live, what's cool about live is that you'll have the audience interaction. So if you've got a guest that for some reason is kind of slow, they don't answer questions, they don't go tell stories, nothing, anything like that. It's real short yes and no answers and shit like that, which is annoying. At least you've got the audience out there that you can pull questions from, you can pull topics from. They're legit a part of the show, which is cool.
Yeah, and so
or she got to deal with trolls, and I'll tell you this because you're not this, but so I'm not necessarily talking to Grid here, but anybody that is doing a podcast or wants to, I guess too. So keep this in mind when you're
I got a
recording.
troll in the chat right now.
When you're recording, when you're recording your podcast, for the sake of recording the podcast, do not entertain the trolls and the bullshit in the chat.
Yeah.
Like, fucking ignore it completely. And I just say that because on everything you've done so far, you don't necessarily do this, and so that's a pivot you're going to have to make. The other thing is, when you read a comment from the chat, make sure that you say the person's name and actually read the comment from the chat.
Oh, I thought I do. I normally do that. I normally
Instead of just
and I
replying.
normally
You don't always, but I mean, you're the grid one or the unreasonable man thing, right?
Yeah.
We just get on here and talk and bullshit. I mean, it's like a big family type thing.
It is.
Right? And so
it's a totally different.
But that's what I'm saying. That's going to be totally different than you pushing it out to people that weren't.
So the way that I plan on dealing with that. That's a good point, because I actually had to put some thought into that, and my thought was that, or where my thought is I want to. I will basically be ignoring the chat until the end, like the last half hour or 45 minutes.
Well, unless it's good, unless it's good sauce. If there's good sauce out there, use the chat like it's fucking there. You know what I mean? Like,
right, but I mean, but as far as having them ask questions or
I hear you.
Going back and forth, that I'll just wait until the last part of it, and
Well, that's a good way to get ad partners or something too. Is to break that up so that you don't have, actual commercials. So the way I do with mine is I do two, right? I've got a primary ad partner, a secondary. So the primary gets this podcast is powered by blah, 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 right?
Right.
And then I always have a segment that I put in that, the secondary ad partner is the one basically that's paying for that segment. And you could do an audience Q&A, right? Segment.
Speaking of that, this segment of an Unreasonable Man test session is powered by Fuck It Button, who sends in, yes, say my name. No homo, though. $5 he sent in. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Fuck It Button.
That's good stuff. But I can sit down with Brian, and so I do have a somewhat of a talent for sitting down with people who don't know they have a lot to say and getting them to say it.
Yeah, me too. I just like, because I like to talk, I think.
Yeah, Brian's one of those. It's just like, he has so much information in his head, and if you get him started on something, it's literally the fountain of knowledge. You got to get them started.
Right.
So
you get people that are great storytellers.
Yeah. But they don't
I've had episodes before, dude, like Tony that was with Staccato and then he was with SAR, and I'm not even sure where he's at now. But that fucker, dude, Rob Pincus is another one with Personal Defense Network. Either one of them, dude, all you really got to do is say 2 sentences or something, or ask one question, and they go off on these story tangents that is fucking amazing. And you'll go a whole hour of a podcast, and I may say, not talking about my intro and outro, that aside, or any ad spots, but just as far as conversation, there's really not any conversation. I spoke 4 sentences, and they talked the entire rest of the time. But I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, you're giving those people a platform, and you're letting your audience in and to get to know those people and whatever. And so that's how you do it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So it's going to be I think so. I'm going to do the show with Brian on Friday, and then I'm basically shutting down. I'll probably be on live every once in a while, just randomly through the holidays. And then I don't think I'll be back really until Jan 1.
Yeah.
My wife is taking my oldest son on an Asian tour They're going to Shanghai, Beijing. They're going to Korea, going to Japan. So, so that's, that's going to be that. So to just be me and the little guy here, and so be taking care of my son.
Cool.
So.
Well, it'll be fun.
And I'll be finishing setting up for the show, right? Like there's a lot of stuff I need to do as far as, I mean, the set looks good, right? I've got to get my camera to quit freaking out and adjusting the light, but the set looks a lot better. I've got a few more things to do to it, and we'll get into there. And I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be really good.
I think so.
So I was gonna change the walls to black, but then we actually had a black fabric over the wall. And then when I started putting stuff, I just started mocking stuff up, and it was like it doesn't look good at all in black.
It just doesn't reflect light the same way, probably.
Well, I'm the biggest problem I have is controlling the light.
Yeah.
And it's all, so 3 walls are white and 1 wall is blue, and the ceiling is super bright white. So, control, just the smallest adjustments in light mean a lot. And just change, what happens on this screen over here. Like if I go to a bright white screen, like you can actually see it on the wall.
Right.
And so it's just a matter of getting it was matte everything out, or, turn it all, black and hope for the best, which it just didn't look good. Things didn't pop like I wanted them to pop.
Right.
I'm going to put more LEDs behind the flag. So that'll be that'll be good. And I got some other stuff. I mean, I'm always tweaking it, but we're getting close. And
Well, sometimes you can tweak it too much, and sometimes you can worry about it too much. I think, especially with the format you're talking about.
Well, eventually I want to have people live in studio, not here at my house, but I have another place where I can have a studio.
Right.
And I have 2 places. And so it'd be nice to be able to have people come in, we'll sit down, talk, and, do an in-person live interview show. That's kind of down the road, but not by much.
Right.
I've talked to Kita Bussy or however you say her last name. She told me, I just forgot. I've talked to her. She's probably going to be on in the next month. I'm trying to get Max
Nice.
Leograndis, who's running PCSL, to come on.
Should get Brian with Hunters AC Gold to come in.
Yeah, I really want to get him on.
He would for sure. Yeah. He's got his own Behind the Lens podcast. So, yep. So if you brought him in, then he would very likely bring you into his. So, and that's cross pollination is going to be another thing you want to do too.
For sure.
So bring some folks in that have their own platforms, and that's gonna help to get yours out a little more.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really good.
And I'll get you into one of mine when you.
Well, it's speaking of getting me into things. Actually, I do need to do. I'm thinking the first January episode. I think I want to have you on.
I'm here, man.
So
I'm here all week.
Yeah, I'm trying to put together this deal for SHOT Show, and I have the interview that I did with you back last summer, or whenever.
Yeah.
And so I have that one, and I have Kita. Do I need more than that, or do I just need
right now the biggest thing, because I think you're even going to have to pay at this point.
Yeah, I don't mind.
But it because I think maybe the 15th or something yesterday was the cutoff.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
I think if you got those two, like the only thing is those two, you need to go into the descriptions and put
Yeah.
your get your
My actual
credits.
name. Yeah.
Just put credit so and so
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, I'll and when I'm doing that, I'll see. Hopefully you'll be around, and I'll be able to get you to make sure that I don't fuck it up,
Right.
and get to who I need to send it to, and all that kind of stuff.
Let's get out at SSF. Just
Yeah.
basically Google SHOT Show Media and
What events are you doing? You're doing SHOT Show, obviously. Are you doing TriggerCon?
all of them. I go to as many as I can. That's my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Because like I don't have the millions of subscribers and shit to just be able to cold call and
Yeah.
people come in their pants to work with me because I got big numbers.
Right.
I've got to go actually have conversations and that sort of thing,
Yeah.
which I'm really good at that. And so yeah, I make them all. So you've got. I thought I gave you a list at one time, but you've got SHOT is in January.
Yep.
Then you've got April. You've got NRA.
Mhm.
Then in June, usually ish, and these are roughly,
Right.
because they move around. June ish, you've got GunCon.
Okay.
Then in August, September, October, in those months, because it kind of depends. They move around. You've got TriggerCon goals and Ballistic Summit.
Okay.
And am I missing one? And then you've got, if you're into that, I've never been to one, but you've got two, I think, CanCons. Usually there's one in South Carolina.
Suppressor, yeah.
Yeah, and then one in Arizona. And then you got the Kalash Bash.
Yeah.
And that moves around, but it's usually summer-ish. And then you've got other range events, like I said, another AIM Surplus does a range day thing in Ohio.
Yeah, we'll have to talk in depth about this. This is a good conversation.
There's a lot, man. You got Blade Show. If you go down that road and want to do that. Oh, fuck me, I forgot about Great American. So right after SHOT, like 2 weeks after, is Great American Outdoor, which is a I'm gonna say NRA style event, but it's outdoor, so it's guns and campers and boats and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
In Harrisburg in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And it's like a 10-day event.
Wow.
But if you're just going for the gun stuff, you could go easily for a day or two and
Yeah.
be way more than enough.
Well, I'm also doing a lot
totally
of
forgot about that one. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is there's a lot of opportunity. You don't have to make all of them. I would say SHOT is the have to every year.
Yeah.
If you're a gun channel, SHOT is the have to. And I'm not saying this because of the fucking NRA. Just so nobody gets me wrong, but I think NRA is probably number 2. I think Goals is probably number 3 at a very close number 3, and then GunCon and then TriggerCon. I think those are kind of in that order, and then the other ones like, if you can do it, but they're not that big of a deal. But I think for me, that's kind of the order that they're the best.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's so I'm also doing a lot of matches, right? Like I'm trying to get into Superstition.
Yeah.
Now. I mean, it's not a ton, right? But like it's still a fair number of matches.
Right.
Basically, I would love to shoot like I used to, one major a month. And we'll see. I just don't know if that's possible right now. Like right now, I'm set to shoot I've been upgraded to approved. So now I'm approved to shoot the strategic edge match this Saturday, but I'm going to have to withdraw because I've got to go pick up my son's shotgun, I think. And then I've got a USPSA match on the 10th. Oh no, wait. Yeah, that's it. And then that's Rocket City. That's in Alabama. Then I've got the Dead Zero Own the Night match in February, February 14th. You know what day that is, and that probably won't happen because my wife will throw a fit.
Really?
But
My wife could care less.
my wife generally can care less, but I have shot matches on February the 14th before, and
We'll typically do something, but we don't necessarily
Yeah.
do it on the 14th
yeah,
because
we'll,
kind of
we'll
depends
see.
on how
We'll see
when
how
does
that
the
works out.
14th even fall? I wonder. Let me go look.
It's on a Saturday.
It is on a fucking Saturday. Well, yeah, we won't do it on it because probably what we'll do is go to the Brazilian Steakhouse usually,
Yeah,
and that'll be a during the week thing. So
yeah,
we'll probably
definitely gonna do that on a weekend. Yeah,
we'll probably do on the 11th or the 12th or something. Probably we'll do that anyway. So,
yeah, that's a good plan.
yeah.
So, but that's a own the night match. That's a night match. I'm shooting white light division, and then in March I'm already scheduled for the Dead Zero monthly match, and then Superstition is in March as well. That's 3 days. That starts 3 days after I shoot the Dead Zero match in Arizona, and then the Magpul Texas Championship is in April. Is basically a month later, and then a month after that, I have the Zoo City Armory Battle for the South.
Now, where's the one in Texas? Where's that one at?
That is in. I used to know right off the top of my head, but let me see. I'm not approved to shoot it yet, so let me go here.
It's fucking crazy. It's like people say shit
It's
all the
in
time. They're
Burnett,
like,
Texas, at
"Oh,
the
yeah, that's
Reveille
fucking
Peak
way
Ranch.
down. It's outside of Austin and
Yeah,
San Antonio down there, Burnett."
yeah, Reveille Peak Ranch, Burnett, Texas.
Yep.
10 stages utilizing natural terrain of central Texas hill country. Round count between 150 to 200 rounds for each platform, rifle, pistol, and shotgun, with about 10 slugs and about 20 rifle targets past 200 yards. Lunch will be provided for all shooters on Friday and Saturday, and barbecue will be served during the award ceremony on Sunday afternoon. They'll shoot that pig that week, I promise you. Texas 3-Gun is a half-day format match with all squads shooting 4 stages on both Friday and Saturday, and 2 stages on Sunday. Squads 1 to 10 will shoot Friday morning and Saturday afternoon, and squads 11 to 12 will shoot on Friday afternoon and Saturday morning. Blah, 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 blah. Entry fee is $495. You have the option to pay in full at registration or pay a $100 deposit. If you choose to pay the deposit only, the remainder of your match fee is due by January 31st, 2026. If you expect to be a sponsored shooter, please register using the $100 deposit option. All sponsored shooter slots are required to pay a $100 admin fee. And hopefully people will drop out on the 31st, and I will get in there like swimwear.
Yeah. Right.
So, if not, I'll call Aaron and I'll be like, Aaron, please let me in the match, please.
Right.
And so media and
Yeah.
and they'll make me shoot with the ROs, which I'll hate, but if I have to, I have to. So,
Right.
but yeah, that's what's up.
Cool.
I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm gonna go inside, see what's going on. It's exam week for my kids. Well, I haven't been on much lately because it's been so damn busy. And last week I wasn't on, I think, at all.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that this week. I was like, where's it? And then
Yeah.
it just
Well, I
popped
haven't
up a
been on
while ago.
today.
I'm like, holy shit, fucking Grid Zone.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been on today except I had to test the system, and I had to once I was on here, I couldn't stop running my mouth. But I do have to go inside now, so
I understand.
I'm gonna go check and make sure my son is studied up for his midterm exam tomorrow. And it's English. He should do well because he speaks it.
Right.
But you never know.
Right.
And for everybody out there still listening after all this gun prattle, there won't be cake. There's no cake. You're just going to wander off.
Mhm.
It's going to be the end of it. As always, really appreciate everybody coming out. It wasn't a planned stream. I'm glad everybody did come out. To the troll who is apparently from a foreign country and does not understand simple English, Avita Zane. And the rest of you guys, we'll see you maybe tomorrow. I might jump on tomorrow night. In the meantime, be cool and wear the glasses if you need them. See you.